Across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Here it is, 2024. Is this the year that you plan on getting heart smart? That's right. Early detection is key to maintaining a healthy heart. And in 2024, you can make it your resolution to be proactive and not reactive when it comes to your long-term health care. There's no question early detection is key to a longer and healthier life. And the testimonials coming out of Life Imaging FLA are amazing. Just a few weeks ago, a listener chose to go to Life Imaging FLA and found out she had 2 major blockages leading to surgery just a few days later. It saved her life. The test is easy. You don't have to take your clothes off. There are no injections, and it only takes a few minutes. Make that call today. Call Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It's a $699 value. From your cell phone, call pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Better to know now before it's way too late. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day, and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
The Dunkin' Run is back, which means more bite for your buck. Because when you buy a medium or larger coffee, you can add a flavor-packed sausage, egg, and cheese for $3. Not craving a full meal? Then the $2 bagel minis are the perfect savory bites to snack on. And who can forget about the donuts? Whether it's filled, frosted, or glazed, get your favorite one for only $1. Get great deals on food when you buy a medium or larger coffee. Order ahead on the app. America runs on Dunkin'. Offer valid with the purchase of a medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms and exclusions apply.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Radio.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, January 5th, 2024. Lots to get to today. From everybody gets your money to a mysterious creature at a Miami mall. And Oscar Pistorius is now a free man. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Howdy ho.
Hello, C-Lay.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time, and this never, ever, ever happens.
First time this year?
Yeah, we got a last-minute message, folks. Still happening. Yeah, I can't believe it. Here it is, though. It says it's from the Tetris kid. Let's listen in.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
We did it, everybody. We made our way through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has arrived. We skipped out on that Monday part.
Oh, yeah.
But here we are, and the weekend is upon us. So congratulate yourself, your friends, and everybody around you. And congratulations to the person on chat who guessed that it was going to be the Tetris kid. It was going to be something to do with Steamboat Willie for a moment, but then last-minute message, Tetris kid, bam! Just like that.
Way to go, neckbeard.
Here we go. He came a long way this week. He really did. He went from obscurity, as far as I know, to being the biggest name in Tetris history. And
I just can't
that's something.
Stop thinking about the lady who has been called to be fired after her comments on it.
For daring to say to go outside. It's
touch some grass.
Yeah, if you can't take that criticism, you need to rethink your life a little bit. You're the one who needs to rethink your life and your life goals, if that's how sensitive you are. Okay, here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to the wedding, unfortunately, friends.
A wedding or the wedding?
The old wedding last night.
Is this going to be a spoiler? I didn't watch this last night.
Well, I mean, it's
spoiler
pretty
alert,
much expected.
they got married?
Yeah, is this a Titanic level spoiler?
No, I mean, at the wedding, they got married. Yeah, if you didn't think that was coming, then this is a spoiler, yes. And the Goblin was there, and Jerry was there.
Is that what you're calling his wife?
Yeah, she looks like a goblin. And I don't even mean that in a bad way, necessarily.
I mean, goblin usually has a negative connotation attached to it.
I agree that it does, but I'm not intending for it to have too much of a negative connotation. It's just that she walks kind of like, she moves like this.
It's the shoulders. It's it's very lanky.
She's like a character in The Last of Us, one of those like bog monsters or whatever.
I like how you've decided that you can say something and then follow it up with, I don't mean that to be in a necessarily a bad way. If I say Sean is the worst kind of asshole, but I don't mean that to be
like the good kind
necessarily
of
a bad thing.
It's my version of with all due respect.
Yeah. Or I don't want to sound racist, but here's a racist thing I'm going to say.
Listen, with all due respect, Goblin Face, congratulations on your wedding.
Her face is the least goblin part of her, I think. It's more
disagree. But I don't mean that to be offensive.
Good. Let me push this over to you. As we listen in, here they go. It's marriage time.
It's my honor and privilege to announce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
The Golden Goblin.
Packs of cigarettes that she had.
Oh, God. I am so sorry. With all due respect. Old people making out is so gross. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it when I get old. I'm not going to participate in this.
You could do it. You just don't have to force it on other people.
But what's the age in which you consider those two people making out is uncomfortable to watch?
I'm sorry. With all due respect. 70 and above, you shouldn't be making out anymore. It's gross. Pieces of your body could fall off.
Not on camera.
Yeah. In private, do all you want to do. Yeah, do your thing. But I don't want to be exposed to it. I don't want to see that. When you're at the age where, not 70, but in the 80s, when stuff your skin just starts falling off of you. You shouldn't be making out with people in public. There's too many risks that could happen.
I had a job where the three main managers of our area all shared an office. They shared the corner. Each of them had a corner of this office. And this new lady came in, and she wasn't extremely old by any means. She was probably younger than some of these contestants on Golden Bachelor. Mm-hmm. She covered her corner of the office with pictures of her and her husband making out.
What? What? She printed them out?
Not smooching. Not smooching. Not a wedding kiss or something. If it was the picture from their wedding, that would be one thing. And then other pictures of them, here's us at the Grand Canyon. Every picture was them that looked like there was tongue involved.
That's weird.
And you're weird. And one of the lower managers, the lead level managers, was Hispanic, and he's this is pretty much sexual harassment. This is gross. I don't want to see that crap.
Quick sidebar. What does that have to do with him being Spanish?
Because he said it in a funny accent
Oh,
that
God.
I didn't have any business attempting.
With all due respect, and I mean this with all due respect, if one of the three of us would be to be in this scenario, I think we all know who it would be, right?
What are you talking about?
If one of us would be the public make out person, I think we all know who that person would be.
Well,
are we in agreement?
As far as
we haven't said anything.
As far as receipts go, you.
No.
There
That's
was a particular song that every time it was played, for example, the second Just Okay we ever had, you were playing tonsil hockey to.
Okay, bring it back for a second. And remember, I said with all due respect, I would not be the PDA person on this show. No way, no how. I would not be the PDA person.
I have a little feeling that you're thinking it's me, and I don't know where you're gathering that from. When did you see me PDA?
Oh my God, a bunch of times. Yeah.
Not in front of the audience of our listeners.
No, I'm not talking in front of the audience. I'm just talking about in general. Like,
why are
just
you watching
general.
me? Why are you watching me kiss?
You kidding? Why am I watching you kiss? That's
Yeah,
the
how
point
about
of
you turn
PDA.
away?
The point of PDA is that it's done on display in front of everybody else, that it's done in public.
Where's Courtney? Is she watching it right now?
You can't really fault Sean for something that we forced him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Forced? Or as soon as it started, they're like, I'll give him what I want.
No, you know who's to blame for that? And I'm not pulling any punches anymore today, okay?
Respect.
With all due respect, Courtney is to blame for that because she kept the song would play. Okay. God.
Happy
the
Friday.
song would play. The song would play, and we'd be at a bar by ourselves. And she'd go, "Oh, here, the song's on. Gonna kiss." And I go,
How did this even start? That's the thing.
It's like Courtney's the last person that does the mistletoe. Like,
I go, "There's nobody here. There's not a thing." No, but it's the song. That's what we're supposed to. And I'm like, "No,
look, she's running in studio.
Take the white shot. Door busted down.
We're not making out. There's nobody here. This song is not a make-out song, anyways. That's
the
not
opposite
fair.
of a make-out
song. Yeah. Here I go again on my own. Every time, for those of you who knew, every time that played at like an event or something, everybody like did a thing where Courtney and I were supposed to kiss.
Yeah, it did. And you didn't even kiss. It was like, Sean would go in with full wide mouth as if he was about to siphon gas and then start making out with Courtney.
I would just quickly do something, just very, in and out, get the job done. I don't want to do this. I never wanted to do that. I'm not the PDA
You don't wanna
person.
make out with Courtney?
If I'm going to make out with anybody, it's going to be Courtney, of course. But it's not about that. It's just like I'm not a PDA person.
I'm not
really.
necessarily a PDA person, but the thing is, and I'm very confident when I say that because I am likely doing it with another person of the same sex, then it becomes a lot more PDA than it would be with straight people.
I don't even think that. I just think there's more. There's more of it than there is with either C-Lane or myself. How many times have you seen C-Lane make out with his wife?
With his...
Or with anybody. With anybody besides me, for that matter.
I've seen him a couple times, but it was early on. It was early
How many
on.
times have you seen PDA from Sabrina?
Oh, but plenty of times.
Okay, whatever, dude.
Just say it.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with it.
Sorry.
It's fine. You're also not 70 years old, so, you're good to go.
But wait till I'm 70 years old.
You still going to do it?
Then you get that, saliva string in between the both of us.
Like a cheese pull on a foodie website?
Oh, God, man. I don't know. I can't think of it.
Wow, did I nail that, huh?
Yeah, you did.
All right, forget it. Forget I brought any of it up. Congratulations.
We both know I've been guilty of the public displays of affection. That got me in trouble a couple times.
People like kissing. That's it.
Yeah, I guess so. And then they got married, and happily ever after they shall live, I guess. And also, they said there was an engagement at the wedding, which always seems kind of rude to me.
I agree. Unless you verify it with the couple ahead of time. Is it cool if I take away from your entire day?
Yeah. Imagine you're getting married and we're all at your wedding, Sabrina.
Oh, look at me.
And as we're sitting there, not that I would be invited, as we're sitting there,
you're going to be a best man.
As we're sitting there at your wedding, right? I come up to you and I'm like, hey, here's my plan. Would you flat out say no?
No, I would say absolutely. Let's make a whole spectacle of this.
I feel like people would feel pressured. Like if somebody came up to them and they said, I want to try to get engaged here today. I know it's your wedding, but I want to try to get engaged. I feel like they wouldn't want to be mean, and so they'd go, oh, sure, go ahead.
I think it really depends. But yeah, there are a lot of people where it's like, do not do anything that distracts from me. There are people that are like, okay, let me think about it. For me personally, I think it would be a fun addition to it.
Right. It's an extra moment. And this was on TV anyways. I mean, it's all out the window, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure the producers were like, hell yes, do the thing. Yeah, I don't care if they like it or not.
TikTok clips.
All right. When we come back, we have so much to get into on a very busy Friday. And I want to talk about, we got back into this. I didn't even know it was back, but there's a new round, a new season of that Curious Case of Natalia Grace.
Really?
And, yeah.
Part 2.
Oh, and wait till you hear this one. This one is wild. There is some weird stuff going on here. It puts season 1 to shame. What's happening? We'll talk about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
We are Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And, hey Google, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
I would be happy to.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
I have a minor incident on the beach line eastbound before the Greenway main toll plaza. You see some fire rescue and an engine on scene blocking the right shoulder, doing something off in the woods there. And also still working an earlier crash in Orlando, 436 northbound north of Old Cheney Highway. No other major accidents or incidences right now throughout the Central Florida area. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
Hosting big parties often calls for making tough last-minute decisions, but planning the perfect meal shouldn't be one of them. Let the Fresh from Florida Club help. As a member, you can browse hundreds of recipes, each with local, in-season ingredients. That means you can create and save the perfect menu well ahead of time, so you can sit back and enjoy the party. Join the free Fresh from Florida Club at freshfromflorida.com. It could be the easiest decision you'll make all year.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to LifeLock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's LifeLock.com. Promo code CLAY.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hosted by true crime author and killer storyteller Mary Kay McBrayer, the new podcast, The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told, delivers riveting narratives about killers, scammers, journalists, and Avengers. Drawing from years of research, this podcast redefines true crime, breaking free from stereotypes.
She provided investigators in Mountain City, Tennessee, with exactly the evidence they needed to take 4 murderers to court.
Listen to The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm John Morgan. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately, 24/7. Our investigators, legal staff, and over 900 lawyers work together to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. Insurance companies know who we are, and now you know it too. This firm was built for greatness. This firm was built for you. Injured? Call your army. We're ready to roll. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South makes windows that are both energy efficient and hurricane resistant. New South is the factory and eliminates the middleman. New South windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers because we know Florida weather.
For every 2 windows you buy, get the 3rd free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Mecum Auctions. The world's largest collector car auction returns to Kissimmee, Florida, January 2nd to the 14th at Osceola Heritage Park. Featuring 4,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend and Motor Trend Plus. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
I'm Sarah Kustok, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and my podcast, NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok, is back.
The Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Every Monday and Friday, I'll be joined by a top NBA writer to discuss the biggest stories in the league. And we'll do it in about 15 minutes, so you can stay up to date and keep it moving. Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
No payments for 3 months with approved credit? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Case of Natalia Grace.
Which is kind of mind-blowing, considering, like, usually those, I don't know, we'll call it true crime for the sake of the conversation.
Uh-huh.
You'd think it's just covered in
one and done, right?
one season.
Yeah, I would have thought we learned everything about this, and it's out there, and it's over with. But no,
well,
and if you're not,
I had heard that other stuff was coming from this. I didn't know if it was going to come in the form of a new season or like side stuff, because a lot of these things have like there'll be another thing with a different name, but it's like the closest thing I can come up with is the 2 Firefest documentaries.
Right,
like we're talking about the same thing, and we learn different things in both of them, but they kind of both revolve around the same thing. So I know that there was supposed to be stuff from the opposite perspective. Is it?
Yes.
Is it Natalia Grace's perspective that was not involved in the first season? Just the parents?
Yes, but let me go back real quick. If you're not familiar with this, The Curious Case of Natalia Grace is this docuseries where there was a young girl from Ukraine who was adopted by multiple families in the United States. and then eventually ended up with these two people, this husband and wife. And they thought that they didn't know how old she was. You know, they didn't know if she was like 8 or 20.
She was tiny. She was a tiny lady.
She was tiny, and she had a lot of disabilities too. She's got many disabilities that they were having to deal with, or she was having to deal with. And they thought that she was lying about her age and that she was actually in her 20s. And they ended up getting her an apartment and like booting her out. They didn't want nothing to do with her. They said she was threatening them. She was scary, yada, yada, yada. And this whole first season was about how she was a little demon liar and she was not the age that they thought she was. She was really an adult masquerading as a child. Now they have season 2, Curious Case of Natalia Grace. Natalia Speaks, and she's behind the wheel this time.
Oh.
Totally different story.
Really?
Totally different.
Of course.
The whole first season made her look like a little lying monster. This season makes the mom look like the biggest, craziest bitch you've ever seen in your life.
Well, the first season wasn't super. It didn't make the parents look like complete angels.
Mm-hmm.
They abandoned her, like put her in an apartment.
Yeah, Alicia on YouTube says Crazy Michael is back and crazier than ever. That guy is peak weird. He is such a weird dude.
Oh, okay. I'm getting a little flashback of like the way when they were interviewing him in the last documentary was that he was like, all right, I need you to put the camera in this certain place because that's how I'm going to describe the story. It was very dramatic.
And he would like pound the floor he was so over the top, so extra, just unbelievable. But this season, this second season, all I'll tell you is it's completely different. And they even go to a place, like a DNA place, to get her actual age. And obviously, since I said it was very different, it's not going to be a surprise that her side of the story is that she was a little kid the whole time, right? Like she wasn't an adult. And so if you start thinking about it like this, when they booted her out of the house and they put her up in that apartment and she's living there and they're talking about like she's incapable of like making her own dinner and how pathetic is this? She needs to get her life together. She needs to get everything in order. That was a 10-year-old girl. She was living in an apartment by herself, making her own meals and like shopping for stuff. She was basically a real life Kevin McAllister.
There's a small percentage of people who are like, that's what I did back in my day. Free range parenting.
Can you imagine that? She was a little kid when that happened. She was 10 and they booted her out, or around that age. They booted her out and had her in an apartment by herself. It is something else. Gary on YouTube says, sounds like garbage. No, it's fantastic watching. And it's a really interesting story on account of the insanities that come with the ability to legally change not somebody's name, but somebody's age. And if you think about it like that, this girl who was like 10 at the time became old enough to vote, to drink, to get her own place, to live on her own.
Last time I took Carl to the vet.
Yeah, I know it did too.
He went from 4 to 7 years old within 30 seconds.
Oh man!
And then I think the thing that was like really pissing us off at the end of the first season was seeing them interview the doctors. And the doctors are pretty much told that they cannot get on the stand and say anything that would sort of argue the age of this girl. Like they're like, we ruled that she's this age. You have to talk about her, even though physically you might see that she's not as old as we're thinking she is, right? But they were like barred from testifying to the point where we were asking Moses, like, can they be made to perjure themselves?
Yeah. And the whole thing is very, very complex. And maybe we can get back into this with Moses if he joins us today on the show.
We binged the second season of another show I didn't think we'd get more seasons of. But it was sort of American Horror Story style, which was completely different people, even though it's based on true story. That Dr. Death show got a second season, and we really enjoyed it. But it was like a completely different doctor.
When I was in New Orleans, we'll get to this story in just a second about this TikTok star who is in huge trouble for the most amazing thing that she's been chronicling on her TikTok. The county, the city, everybody very upset with her. But when we were just in New Orleans over the holidays, we had a Uber driver as we were going around. I think we were headed to Turkey and the Wolf at the time.
Is actual Uber, not someone who demanded cash?
No, real deal Uber, just the actual thing. We jump into the Uber, and this nice woman picks us up, and she's driving us along. And as we're driving, she goes, "That house right there is the house from American Horror Story." And I said, "Oh, is it?"
Went to that one. It was from Coven.
Yes, yeah. And she goes, she says, "From American Horror Story." And then we're like, "Oh, wow." And then she gets quiet in the car. She goes, "I've never seen the show. I know nothing about it. And I've never been to the house before." And I was like, okay. But she goes, "People seem to like it." And I go, "All right, well, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. It's quite the tour. Thanks for that." All right, over to this TikTok star.
So nothing on Dr. Death then. All right, cool guy.
No, go for it.
I was like, where is he going with this?
45 seconds.
Oh, it's just related to American Horror Story. How was Dr. Death?
Oh, it's fine. It's cool, man.
Now you made it weird,
Perfectly
man.
enjoyable.
Now I'm scared to approach it. Jesus.
Facebook,
over on
Instagram,
social media.
Twitter, y'all see this?
There was this younger woman on TikTok. She's got about 500,000 followers. Her name is Kayla, and she's in big trouble right now. The reason why is something that, I mean, most people never have to encounter in their life. I'm going to run this report for you so you can hear what this woman is up to in her North Virginia home.
Is getting a lot of attention tonight because of these videos. Perhaps you've seen the clips. They're being shared all over social media. One of our neighbors is documenting her journey of building a tunnel underneath her home.
Okay.
As Katie Lusso found out, some people have some concerns about the project.
Yeah, as one might imagine, this woman is building like a Hamas-style tunnel underneath her home in Northern Virginia.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Have you seen her?
She's been doing this for quite some time now.
Yes. Yeah, this has been going on for a while. Why all of a sudden she's kind of getting heat for this? They told her to stop immediately. Like, what are you doing? You're not allowed to do this.
She started like months ago.
Yeah, she's been doing this for a while, and the videos have been pretty popular. Now that she's got 500,000 followers on TikTok, they go, "Hey, we don't know if you should be doing this." The main chamber of her tunnel under her house is 22 feet below ground. She used hundreds of concrete blocks for a 30-foot entrance to this thing, and she's just digging and digging and digging.
Kala the Science Girl.
She calls herself Kala the Science Girl on her TikTok account, where she currently has more than 500,000 followers.
Copyright infringy.
And you know what, though? It's working. She's got 522,000 followers, 5 million likes. She's doing all right. Things
How
are
many
going
does
well
Bill
for him.
Nye have?
I'm not sure, but he might be wanted to pay attention to her. She's up on his heels.
It's just been over a year since I started building my underground tunnel system.
Her most popular videos garnering millions of views.
I'm planning to construct a storm shelter off the side of my basement.
Building an underground tunnel under her home in Northern Virginia, a journey she began in 2022.
We sure are making a mess.
But last month, she hit a rough patch.
Good morning.
She posted this video saying complaints were made to officials where she lives, and they gave her a stop work order.
Well, I mean, of course, right?
Okay, but she has not been using like giant construction tools. Like it's been very makeshift on her end. I think it's solely because of the popularity, and it makes me wonder, like, who complained? Neighbors that saw the videos, or are people showing up to see like her progress in person?
The first person that lost their internet.
Well, here's the big question that I have, and we have to run this by Moses DeWitt, our attorney. The big question I have is, are you allowed to dig a tunnel under your house?
Does she
under
own
your
a home?
own house?
Yeah, like under your own house. If you own the house,
What are the
you
property
allowed?
lines like deep?
Like, yeah, if I'm within the perimeter of my house and I just want to dig a tunnel under my house, am I allowed to do that, or is that deemed like too dangerous and you have to get permits and stuff? I just don't know.
I believe you do have to get permits, but I mean, it's sort of like, I think we've talked to Moses about, do you have the right to just light your house on fire?
Yeah.
That's fraud.
No,
no.
not if you like turn it into the insurance. Just if you just
you're
do
not
it.
trying to collect any damages. You're not trying to make any insurance claims. You just want to, for S's and G's, you've got the money, you've got another house, you've got somewhere to go. You just want to light a match. And, I mean, I think you have to get a permit from the fire department or something. But like the right to burn your own house down, you have a right to screw up your property in such a way that you've tried to build tunnels, but now everything's caving in?
Well, here's an example for you, Sealand. The house right across the street from me, if somebody
They
bought
just burn
that,
it down finally?
if somebody bought that and they were either going to knock it down or burn it down, and they were like, I choose burn it down. Could you do these things?
I can't believe that thing's still up.
It is. It's still over there for now,
Wild.
at least. I'm going to
I
say
think you
this.
could just roundhouse kick it down.
I'm going to say this. We're going to get into the actual legality of it at some point here today. What do you think? Is she allowed to dig these giant tunnels under her house? Go send us a dispatch. You can record yours. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. A lot of people are familiar with her, and they're saying she only has an acre. The hippie Woe Vicky, she only has an acre, so she's digging under her neighbors. So if she's approaching neighbors' property lines underground, that's probably not good, I would say.
Very impressive, I got to say. And
I'm impressed.
What a project.
I can't even patch up a scratch on a door, and she's digging massive tunnels underneath her house. Good for her. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll get a little further into these tunnels, and we'll also talk about a Miami Mall creature that is now starting lots of very heated conversations online. What's going on? You're going to find out. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. Friday weather forecast update as we approach midday here in Central Florida. Mostly sunny. A little warmer afternoon for us. Some low mid-70s phasing in. East winds at 5 to 15. 62 tonight. Mostly cloudy. Perhaps some showers breaking out before dawn on Saturday. Saturday rain chances up and up to 70% as showers and storms return. A high of 76 degrees. Again, wake-up temps in the low 60s. On Sunday, mid-60s for highs. Cooler, drier. Wake-up temps there in the upper 50s.
This report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Folks, it is extremely important that your air conditioner works perfect every single time you want it to. You deserve that. And right now, things are nice and cool. You may be trying out that heater and running into some issues there. But this is truly the perfect time to get yourself ready for spring and summer weather. It's going to be just as unrelenting as it is every other year in Florida. And to do that, you can reach out to Mills Air. One of the smartest things you could do as a homeowner is to sign up for preventative maintenance. It's super affordable, and you can schedule them to come out however often you want a year. They'll look at your air conditioning no matter what kind you have, and they'll make sure it's in good working order and that it's going to be in good working order moving forward. If not, they'll tell you what you should be worried about at any moment. Their techs can service any brand out there, and they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. That means Mills Air can get you huge rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Their number is 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Melissa Etheridge, I'm Not Broken Tour. April 11th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Melissa Etheridge in concert. I'm Not Broken Tour. Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab of Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The #1 cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Tommy Davidson January 5th and 6th.
How come when a brother do the anthem, he want to make an album?
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions: line cook, cocktail servers, and wait staff, food runners, dishwashers. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like 70s Rock Ride, a commercial-free station featuring the best in 70s rock. Just search 70s Rock Ride and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real, no Radio. Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
I'm actually worried for Sabrina's family. They're down and closest to this in Miami, Florida. And this is concerning. I don't know. Are you aware of what's going on down in Miami? Are you on top of this?
I mean, I've spoken to my family this last couple days, but they didn't mention any concerns as far as I believe creature is how you teased it.
Yeah. They didn't say anything about worrying about giant creatures wandering around Miami.
No, I mean I think it's maybe something we're used to in unincorporated Dade.
Maybe. I don't know. This was a little bit strange and has a lot of people asking a bunch of questions, and we'll get to this in just a moment. But first, I want to continue down the path here of this woman, and is she allowed to do what she's doing here? I guess maybe not is the answer, since they've stopped her from digging these tunnels underneath her home in Northern Virginia, and the tunnels are massive. Like I said, the entrance is 30 feet. The main chamber is 22 feet below ground. So that's like 2 stories underground. And if you look at this on its face, you're like, damn, that's super impressive. Like, I wouldn't know the first thing to do besides, get a shovel and start digging. I wouldn't have any clue how to handle this. And this woman's making massive tunnels underneath her house. On the other hand, I guess her neighbors are not thrilled with this, as one could imagine. And they want the digging to stop, and that's why it stopped as of now. I want to see more about how these tunnels go underneath their house. So let's see what they say in this report from one of the local affiliates there.
Yeah, a stop work order and are requiring an immediate evaluation by a professional engineer.
She's going to have to fill it in.
Officials that zoning and building representatives conducted a site inspection on December 7th and that they're working with the owner to correct any violations and ensure the property is safe and in compliance with code. Tuesday night, we stopped by her home. She told me she can't comment on what's happening. She did, though, give us permission to share her videos, but asked us not to disclose exactly where she lives.
Okay, because I think to Sabrina's point earlier, there are people, because this has gone viral on TikTok, that are like, show us the tunnels. We're going to the tunnel house. Let's go out there and see what this lady is up to. And that probably is not good for the neighbors either. They're just not happy with anything that's going down here. She's digging and digging and digging away.
Some have posted to social media that it's dangerous, not only for her, but her neighbors.
It's definitely a first.
David lives across from her home. He says she and some other people moved into the home a couple of years ago.
It kind of gets concerning how throughout the day or the weekday that goes by, there's a lot of noise being made, but nothing that would really, truly bother us to call the authorities.
Oh, this guy's chill. I like that.
Now, as for Kala, which, by the way, is
So
not
is
her
the
real
anchor.
name, she believes that there is a light at the end of this tunnel and that the permit will get approved for her to continue. We will, of course, stay on top of this and keep you posted as this all unfolds.
No way, though. No shot does the government come back and go, all right, you're able to continue digging your tunnels, Enjoy ma'am. your tunnels.
Let's see how it goes, for sure.
She thinks she's going to get approval, though. She knows more about this than I do, certainly. So maybe she's right. And what I saw, I guess, to my virgin construction eyes, looked pretty well done. Like it looked like it was
She's
safe
done her
enough.
research. I feel like there's a lot of construction people that listen to the show that would be like, you should have been fined a long time ago.
Get a contractor to take a look at the behind the scenes over there.
At some point, she is putting herself in serious danger. Something could cave in, right?
Right, of course.
And
There's
that's
people
the extent of my construction knowledge.
on chat. Brian on YouTube says it's a sinkhole waiting to happen. Now, I don't know if that's factual, but it seems like it could be a thing if you're doing all that digging underneath your house. Maybe it's not a big concern, but I don't know. I love the idea of property rights. I just don't know how far down those property rights go.
Can you get to the core of the earth and it's still under your name?
I don't know. And also, you know what this would go to? What's the, I think it was in There Will Be Blood, where the guy, like, he had his land and the oil was on the other guy's land, and he said, I drink your milkshake. You know what I'm talking about? You guys are looking at me like I'm crazy.
I have to be honest, I've not watched that movie.
Never seen that? There Will Be Blood.
What's the line again?
I drink your milkshake. And the guy was talking about how he was saying, like, you don't own the property where the oil is. And he basically was saying, I don't need the property where the oil is. I'm drilling underneath my property and into your property, and I'm taking the oil, baby. So I don't know if that's legal advice or not, but here we are regardless. Let's go to Miami and keep Sabrina's family safe. This is what we need to do.
Mama.
Are you familiar with Bayside Marketplace?
Sure am.
Okay, it's in downtown Miami, and it's a shopping mall.
It has developed a lot. You know, when I was growing up, it was not like the place that it is now, to put it in its simplest terms. Now, I've been there in the last couple of years because I had people, like, never been to Miami before, and I'm like, this is Bayside. Look at her go.
Is Bayside nice or?
It is nice.
Okay, so this is a decent area where this happens, and there are so many police cars that they rush to this place. I've got a little video here, and you can see the police cars outside of this mall. Now, in total, this was one of the largest police responses in Miami history. There were over 60 police cars that were sent to this mall. And why was the question everybody was asking. And a lot of shrugging of shoulders, a lot of, well, you know, we don't know exactly what it was. And initially they said that this was because there was a fight involving a group of teenagers who were also throwing fireworks at each other in the open-air shopping mall.
Now that's a fun fight.
It's fun for you to be in, but the cops don't like it. They are not thrilled. They said juveniles were causing a riot inside the mall and causing panic. People thought there were gunshots, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes. That's what they said this police response was for. But that's not what has gone viral, because the truth is not nearly as sexy as there being a giant creature on the loose in Miami. And they said that in this video, you can see a creature ascending the stairs of the mall. I don't know if it's supposed to be this thing. It's all kind of blobby looking to me. Then there's a light that goes by. And they said that's what they were really for. They analyzed the footage on the scene outside the Miami Mall, and they developed the theory that an alien creature was the real cause of the disturbance.
I'm not seeing no creature there, man.
It's a little blurry, but you know how this is like Bigfoot footage, kind of.
Sure.
You gotta, somebody's seeing something there.
Could there be like perhaps a bystander picture of the creature? We need to draw a picture.
We just need the one that's from the top floor of the highest building, right by that scene.
It's a very inconvenient place. Let me look up Miami creature here and see if we can get a better shot, because we need to see what this thing looks like so that we can alert everybody. And let them know that there's something out there you need to keep your eyes on, especially Sabrina's family.
Yes, please. I can't wait. I need to record that conversation. I'm like, hey, can we get on a conference call real quick?
There's an 8-foot tall creature.
I got to tell you guys, okay?
Again, it's all this blurry video. Oh, look what somebody put. If you saw the Miami creature, say yeah. It's the leprechaun guy. So there's a creature perhaps on the loose in Miami. Be safe if you're around there, and get better photos if you encounter this thing. I'm sure it'll be peaceful and everything will be fun. We'll get to you and your dispatches in just a moment here. I want to hear what you have on your mind, and you could tell us. Don't have to wait on the phones, though. All you have to do is record on your cell phone or your laptop or your computer, whatever. As long as you got a microphone, go to thenewsjunkie.com and record yours now. Now, how many of us watched the town halls on CNN last night?
Gee.
It was this week.
Woo.
Town halls for DeSantis, town halls for Nikki Haley. Boom! I didn't watch a second of it.
I didn't know what was going on.
Not a moment. Sealand, did you pick up on any of this?
Didn't even know until like afterwards. I think that there was like a news alert about how the town halls went. And I went, didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't really care about this very much. I think now, at this point, it's like, hey, let's get the voting on. Let's get this primary started, and let's see who emerges. Is anybody going to be able to beat Trump in the primaries? Can somebody pull out a lead? Can Nikki Haley do it? Can Ron DeSantis do it? I don't know. What does Trump call Ron DeSantis? He's got a couple of names for him. The sanctimonious. Still sucks. And meatball is more fun. And it should be something about the awkward thing that he does. I like that awkward smile that Ron DeSantis is really honing in on.
It's like, that is probably one of the steps on that one piece of paper that's like, how to tell your friend's having a stroke.
It's like
half their face isn't working.
It's like somebody hits a reset button on him, and then he's like, like he kicks into this head tilted smile that is so confusing. But they're all battling it out. You got Vivek Ramaswamy saying he's not going to show up to debates that he's not even invited to. I don't know. It's pandemonium out there.
I love it. Why is no one showing up to debates? This is the fun part for all of us voters, is it not?
Well, he said, he was like, I will not be at this debate. I just can't bring myself to be there. And they said, I'm sorry, Mr. Ramaswamy, you weren't invited because you didn't qualify for this debate to begin with. Sorry, buddy. No
That's
good
like
for
all
you.
the parties that I boycotted in high school.
True, yeah. But they said DeSantis and Haley, I guess, had some of these town halls, and I'm sure it was a real bang-up time. If you watched it and it swayed you, or if it didn't, let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Here is Man Kickin' with a dispatch for us. Let's see what they have to say.
Hey, get over here and drink my milkshake. Yeah.
Oh, that made me uncomfortable.
I think he was addressing me, obviously. I drink your milkshake. Like I drink
else,
your milkshake.
Please send that. I have some editing to do.
In 2 years, this will surface once again, and we'll have no idea where it came from.
I'll be completely honest. I don't know where it came from to begin with.
Still. All right, let's go over to Bong Knight, who says, my friend had a tunnel.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yeah, I had a friend. His name was Dale, and he dug a tunnel underneath the alley, and all of a sudden a garbage truck came and crushed it. But luckily, his friend Hank saved him. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. Peace.
King of the Hill, got it. Thank you. There you go. Michael now with a dispatch. This is burn it down, baby.
Happy New Year's, junkies.
You too.
I want to thank you for a fantastic 2023. You guys are amazing. I love the show. Here's to another fantastic and maybe even better 2024.
Maybe.
Sean, what I wanted to address is when I was building houses up in North Carolina, there's an open burn policy to where all of our scrap wood we would just take and throw into a burn pit at my house. I'd put it in the back of the truck, take it to the house, and we'd burn it. So if you're in an area like that and you can take your house apart piece by piece and burn it, then who's the county or city to say that I just can't burn it where it stands and save all that labor?
Let's take this to the extreme, though, all right? If we're going to wonder whether or not you could burn your own house down, what if I'm mega rich, okay? I buy myself a fighter jet, and I load that fighter jet up with a bomb, and I fly over, and I'm using precision targeting, right? I'm not going to try to hurt anybody that's not, in my house, and I drop a bomb out of my fighter jet on my house and blow it up. How many laws have I broken? Am I in the free and clear here?
You've bombed America.
A lot of laws.
I've bombed my part of America. I didn't bomb, the Statue of Liberty.
I don't think there's
anything.
any other situation in where I don't think there's a precedent for Americans bombing their own land aside from test bombing for the military or destruction of property, which is not a bomb that's released from a plane.
Right to
I would
bear
like to be
arms,
that man.
not bombs, dude.
I would like to be that man, the man who was the first one to set the precedent we got to figure out what if I bomb my own piece of America.
Some sort of government level just got an alert for what you said.
All right, well, I know this. Look, if I started making bombs in my house,
You start Googling it, you'll get a flag.
I could get in trouble for it. I could be arrested and go to jail for a long time if I started making bombs in my house, right? So I would never do that. But what if the bomb is already made? You know what I'm saying? I'm not making it, and I'm just dropping it from this fighter jet because I got the money to do this kind of stuff. Last Poet on YouTube says, the ATF would be up your ass, Sean. Probably. I feel like I might be breaking some rules and some laws here. What do you think? Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Just saw somebody over on YouTube. Sam says, hey, I'm mainly a podcast listener. It's my first baby's birthday today. She is 3, and I was wondering if y'all could say happy birthday to her. She loves listening to your show with me. Her name is Olivia. No, Sam.
Happy birthday, Olivia. Who's a good girl?
Olivia's 3. Olivia doesn't know what's going on right now. This is
She
just
does.
It's like Charlie Brown. She doesn't know what's happening right now.
But maybe, our voices calm her down a bit or something.
Do you think so?
No.
Yeah, it could be having a calming effect, but normally we're just yelling or something chaotic is going on.
All right, Olivia, this one is for you, my gal. Where is my birthday bitch song?
One time for the birthday bitch. 2 times
She's
for
3.
the birthday bitch.
Oh, buddy,
Start saying bitch.
Don't make that. Don't make that argument, Sean.
If her first word is bitch now as a result of this, that's a high five. That you deserve something for that, I think.
There was
if you can pull that off.
I don't think we've heard from the texter in a while that just would randomly. It started the same way that this just happened. Somebody said, Sean, I'm a big fan of the show. I've never dispatched in, and it's my 5-year-old's birthday. Could you wish her a happy 5th birthday? And Sabrina played one time for the birthday, bitch. And Sean said, all right, time to start twerking.
We corrupt kids every day.
Ever since then, there's been a person, and I haven't seen them in a while. Maybe they finally stopped listening. Maybe they finally went away because they were acting like a loser anyway. But they were like, they tried to get Jack's attention. Jack, Sean is sexualizing children.
Oh, God. Please.
What, you're gonna continue to employ Sean Watson, who sexualizes children?
Well, straight shout out to that guy. Let's see if we can get the 3-year-old to twerk, right? We'll bring it down. really
double down on that, do we?
Really get this guy mad. Quick break. When we come back, we'll see if I'm still employed at iHeartRadio. And also, there are some folks who are about to land on the moon. What exactly are they up to? We should really be paying attention to this, I think. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Crash causing some slowdowns in Orange County at Popka Boulevard west of North Hiawassee Road. And also now we have a disabled vehicle on westbound Sand Lake Road after International Drive. This is causing a slowdown, blocking the right lane. I-4 eastbound pretty much in good shape after 535 through downtown Orlando and beyond. And checking out 417, looking good in both directions. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Feeling crushed under the weight of financial stress or overwhelmed by debt? Are you dreaming of owning a home or launching a thriving business? At Operation Hope, we can help. This holiday season, give yourself the gift of financial freedom. Our financial coaches can empower you to realize your financial dreams. They are from the communities they serve and are here to help broker peace of mind, creating pathways to financial wellness and stability tailored to your needs. And all services are free of charge. Visit OperationHope.org to learn more.
The Dunkin' Run is back, which means more bite for your buck. Because when you buy a medium or larger coffee, you can add a flavor-packed sausage, egg, and cheese for $3. Not craving a full meal? Then the $2 bagel minis are the perfect savory bites to snack on. And who can forget about the donuts? Whether it's filled, frosted, or glazed, get your favorite one for only $1. Get great deals on food when you buy a medium or larger coffee. Order ahead on the app. America runs on Dunkin'. Offer valid with the purchase of a medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms and exclusions apply.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus,
Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Sunshine came softly through my window today.
Florida truly is the Sunshine State, and it shows in everything we grow. When you shop, choose fresh from Florida.
'Cause I made my mind up, you're going to be mine. I tell you right now.
Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every...
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
Doing this, I thought the young folks had seen enough crazy old dudes shoot you for just getting near their property. Like, you sniff the blades of grass on the edge of an old dude's property, you may be getting a shot or two. Might be getting shot. Well, these are the ways of the world in America. You know, it's the wild, wild west once more. And if your Uber so much as pulls into the wrong driveway, that's a shooting right there. And yet I keep seeing these stupid stories. I thought this was over with, about these kids. This time it's around Tampa, Florida, but it could be anywhere. It could be in your backyard in Dallas. It could be in Rochester. It could be in West Palm Beach. It could be anywhere you might be listening to this show. The viral challenge that they're calling the Kick Door Challenge. Very creative name.
Yeah.
Super creative.
How does it work, Sean?
It's hard to imagine, but it involves a group of kids going to your house, and one of them kicking the door. They really hard drop kick the door to try to open it up, which is brave considering those stories of people just shooting at anybody that moves. It says the viral challenge has raised serious safety concerns and is disrupting neighborhoods. A prank that could otherwise be known as Ding Dong Ditch has taken a troublesome turn. And now this, as I said, isn't new, but they say a lot of people in South Tampa that I don't say they're unhinged, but they're edgy. And
I've heard that's called something else. Do you know? I'm not quite sure.
Ding Dong Ditch?
Yeah.
I don't think I have any other names for it. No,
Tell us more. No, I feel like you're the only one who might know.
I'm just saying I heard, but I don't know exactly what. Like, people were like, yeah, there's other names for that. And they never told me what it is.
No, they never informed you, huh?
No.
Super racist. Ding Dong Ditch is a lot different.
How would you know if it was super racist?
Kicking somebody's door down, just because most of the stuff that comes out of your mouth is super racist.
Wow. Whoa. All right, bud.
I just adjusted to
Dial it back. Take like 10% off there.
Now, I want to tell you about this from personal experience. About 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I don't think I talked about this when it happened. Courtney and I are walking around the neighborhood, and we take a turn. We're walking, lady. We turn around this corner, and this woman comes running up to us, and she goes, "Did you see him? Did you see him?" And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "It was a group of young boys." And I said, "Ma'am, what are you talking about?" And she said, "They tried to kick my door down." Whoa. And I was like, "Whoa, wait, okay, what happened?" And I said, "Was somebody was trying to rob you or something?" She said, "I don't know, but I was just in my house in the peace and quiet, and all of a sudden somebody kicked my door as hard as they could, and they did a bunch of damage to my door, and my door is all busted now. And when I opened the door, they screamed at me, and they all ran away." And
great
so
prank.
This is what happened to this woman. She was probably in like her 50s or something, and she said she was home alone, so it really scared her. And I said, "Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. We'll keep an eye on and if we could see this group of kids somewhere." And then I didn't think too much more about it. Now, in my mind, I go, these are just dumb kids. They're doing whatever the thing of the moment is. Maybe trying to make some videos for social media,
Facebook,
whatever. Who knows?
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see
But
this?
I did think one thing was really obnoxious. It was like the most dodo take I think I've seen in a while. When we went home, I sit down after our walk, and I fire up the Nextdoor app. All right, let's rub our hands together and see what's going on here. And the lady we ran into had made a post on Nextdoor. And not only that, she had shared some of her security footage of these kids coming up and like drop kicking the door of her house, and it scared the hell out of her. And she said, "What's going on here? What can we do about this? This was really frightening for me, and this shouldn't be happening." And there was the gamut of comments that you can imagine. One person said, "Here's what you do. You take that to the local high school and show them the video, and they're going to know immediately who those kids are, and they'll be disciplined or something." Right? That's kind of helpful. And then the people saying this, that, whatever. "Sorry that happened to you." And then there's just a horde of dodos, these potato brain people that go, "Oh, what's the big deal? Like you never rang a doorbell and ran when you were a kid."
Kids being kids.
Yeah, it's just kids. Just kids being kids. Just boys being boys out there. And you go, No, we are not going to normalize kids kicking a front door, drop kicking a front door to try to knock it in and go, "Oh, that's just what they do."
There's one thing of ringing a bell that does no damage versus kicking a door down.
Yeah. And honestly,
how do you not see the difference in that?
If somebody came to my house, please don't do this. Good God, don't do this.
When you say stuff like that, people want to do it.
If somebody simply rang my doorbell and ran, I'd go, "Okay, I get it, whatever."
What the heck's that about?
If somebody kicks my front door, I feel like they're trying to enter my house. And I feel like I'm on edge immediately.
It's domestic terrorism.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to file it as that, but
that's one way to put it, C-Lane.
Okay. I was with a hot take. Jesus.
In one situation, you are just walking up to a button that the homeowner has installed for the purpose of alerting somebody that you are at their door, and then you're leaving, and they look outside the door, they go, "Oh, nobody's there." The other situation is you are making a noise that would indicate to the people inside that you are wanting to come in and take their stuff or their lives.
Yeah.
And terrorism. It is instilling terror in people.
What should we do to those terrorists?
Hang them. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
C-Lane, you all right, man?
He's running hot.
That intervention music we haven't used in years?
You got
I don't know. They should be arrested. I think these people should be arrested. I don't think. I think the people that are like, "Oh, you've never ding dong ditched." It's two different things.
It's so dumb. That's a really stupid take. And this is not different than a lot of the other stuff I see on Nextdoor. Like the lady who said somebody across the street who appears to be in the middle of a mental health crisis, an episode, has put up a tent, and they've got all their stuff put up for a couple of days right across the street from my house. I got kids. I'm worried that my kids could be in danger or something if this person got violent. And they post it on Nextdoor, and a bunch of comments are like, oh, geez, have you ever thought of being a human and bringing them a sandwich? Geez, have you ever thought of going over there and asking the person how they're doing and maybe helping out a fellow human being? And you go, oh, my God, this is so brain rotted. This is so stupid. It's dangerous, first of all, a dangerous idea for somebody to do that in many cases. They're not a professional, right? They're not somebody who's equipped to handle these people. And it's just outright stupid. But those are folks who, it's almost like the not in my backyard folks, right? NIMBYs, as they call them. They'll say something that is advice that they would never take themselves, right? They would never do that themselves.
Yeah, like the hanging thing that I said a second ago.
Yeah. Well, what I mean to say is if somebody drop kicked their front door and like busted the lock mechanism or something, there's no way they'd be like, oh, kids are going to be kids. No big deal. It happens from time to time.
Whole house on fire. Come on.
No big deal. I think they should probably just stop doing this because they're going to get shot eventually. And I don't want kids getting shot just for doing dumb stuff. Because I do agree, when we were young, we all, well, most of us at least, I certainly did dumb things. Did dumb things that people could have been very mad about, and that I don't think, when I see that a kid participates in something like this, I think you should discipline them. I think they should get in trouble. But I don't think it's like, this is a life criminal, like C-Lane. This is a domestic terrorist over here. Hang him and put him on the list. Not in that order, though.
You don't need to put him on the list if you hung him.
It's true. You took care of the problem.
Guys, on New Year's Eve, when we were getting ready to leave for the Lantern Festival, my mom wanted to drop some stuff off. And so I was like, we're kind of about to go, but, we got time. And so I'm outside because I was loading up the car, and I see her car approaching. And I was still loading the car, and I look over, and I don't see the car at all. I was like, all right, maybe I got the wrong car. And she shows up from the other direction, and I go, you just turn and like circumnavigate the whole neighborhood just so you don't have to turn around in somebody's driveway? And she goes, they're saying on your show that people get shot for doing that.
Oh, Jesus, man. That...
We don't want Mama Lane on edge.
Please explain to her the dramatics of the radio show. He's living in fear now because of you.
Mama Lane, there are crazies out there, but...
Not in my neighborhood.
Your son's neighborhood is very safe. Nobody's going to shoot you there, I don't think.
My parents have yet to look at a plane banner since our first year. I'll tell you that much.
It'll do that to you, I think. All right, we're going to go to you and your dispatches in just a moment, but they are going to the moon, friends. 2 companies will attempt the first U.S. moon landing since the Apollo mission. This is happening right now, more than 5 decades after the Apollo program ended. It's all part of a NASA-supported effort to kickstart commercial moon deliveries. But these are private companies that are doing this. The first up, Pittsburgh's Astrobotic Technology is up first with a planned liftoff of a lander Monday aboard a brand new rocket, United Launch Alliance's Vulcan rocket. Houston's Intuitive Machines aims to launch a lander in mid-February, hoping to get a flight with SpaceX at the time. Then there's Japan. Oh my God. Wasn't in order. Wasn't ready to go. Here we go. Japan! Who will attempt to land in 2 weeks on the moon. And if successful, Japan will become the 5th country to pull off a lunar landing. It's a very difficult thing to do, but these companies are working on it. And in fact, Monday, they're headed up there, man. That's the Pittsburgh company headed to the moon next week. Okay, let's see what you got going on. Let's work in some dispatches here. Very easy to do. And let's see. Josh is talking about clips taken out of context. We hear plenty of those around here.
What up, junkies?
Hey.
Got a question that I've always been curious about. Why is it when C-Lane pulls clips of something that usually Sean says that when played out of context sounds just absolutely horrible? How come no one can make any other sounds when you do that? Otherwise, you can't use the clip. Just curious.
How about none of your business?
Think about it like this. If they're talking while I'm saying something stupid, then it's not going to sound nice and crisp. And
not reusable.
Like, imagine if when I said the pedophile one, I drink your milkshake. If they were talking when I said I drink your milkshake, every time the clip was played, you would hear somebody like cutting in for a second, And it wouldn't be as cool.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have that.
We're not at the point right now where we can demand from the engineers to give us 3 separate channels in which we can record stuff.
No, we're just trying to get the show done.
We would
here.
need 3 separate delay machines.
Oof. Yeah, we can't.
don't have
That's too
those lying
complicated.
around?
We don't want that. All right, over to Mo Manji,
You
the
don't want
realtor.
that.
True. Yeah, here he is.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Sean,
too.
question for you in regards to transferring from the app to the website. Do I have to create a new login and password, or does my old stuff work from the app to the website?
Good question.
And do all my other dispatches and everything else transfer over also?
Yep.
Let me know. Thanks. Bye.
So, good question. I said the app on iOS and Android is being sunset. That is over with. It is done. It's time to break out of those walls, and it's time to have the freedom to make changes and add technology faster. I think the years of the App Store and developers and all this stuff is going to be done for a lot of people soon. And that's why the newsjunkie.com over the last 2 years has been built out to have everything and then some that the app has. So if you are logged in on the app, just go to the website. Use the same login. If you forgot your password or anything like that, you can get your password back and fix things.
I would even say it simpler than this, Mo Manji. It's not that they transfer over to the website. They're already there.
Yeah,
So
it's the same.
if you know your username and password, or at least your username, your login, your email that you use to create your Mo Manji the Realtor account in the first place, and you can reset your password and you can log in online, then everything will be waiting for you that was on the app, and then you're good to go. The only thing I think might be an issue for people is, what if you signed up through like on an iPhone and made one of those like hide my email kind of accounts? Or do we
just literally had that happen with somebody yesterday. If that's the case, all you have to do is email me and we can add your email address and make it so you can log in. If you have any issues ever, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. But make your way over there. And if you don't have an account, make one on the website. If not, send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record on your first dispatch today. Well, the reviews are rolling in, and they're not great. This really hurts my feelings. We'll get into it, though, regardless. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Apopka Boulevard west of North Hiawassee Road still has a minor crash there. Still has some slow traffic. I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and around 535. Disabled vehicle blocking the right lane, Sand Lake Road westbound right around International Drive. And we have a crash blocking the right lane, Silver Star Road eastbound at Princeton Street. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
$5 finger-licking deals are at your local Kentucky Fried Chicken. Choose from 3 delicious options: a 2-piece meal with a wing, breast, and buttery biscuit, a famous bowl, or a savory chicken pot pie. Only available at select participating locations. Tax extra. It's finger-licking good.
Mortgage brokers are better, my friends. Why, you ask? Well, they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. Now, it's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks that are competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. Now, we all know the process of shopping for a mortgage can be complicated and confusing and so frustrating that you don't even want to start, but it's none of those things when you work with that mortgage guy, Don. You get a better deal on any home loan when you work with a broker, but you also get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with that mortgage guy, Don. If you want to see a difference, go to the website right now, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Compare your quote today and get the process started. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Hey, Orlando. Looking for new ways to save? Verizon has your family covered. Get $800 in Verizon gift cards when you switch your family of 4. And get 4 new phones on us with Select Trade-In and Unlimited Ultimate. There's never been a better time to switch. But this offer won't last forever, so hurry in. Switch to the network America relies on. Get $800 in gift cards and get new phones for the whole family on us with Select Trade-In and Unlimited Ultimate. A better plan to save is Verizon. Visit your local Verizon store today. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate plan required per phone. $200 Verizon e-gift card with port-in per line. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Florida's culinary ambassador, Chef Justin, here to remind you that Fresh from Florida is always in season. Join the Fresh from Florida Club today and create custom menus from hundreds of delicious Florida recipes. You'll also get a list of what's in season every month so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up, and you'll be supporting your Florida farmers. Register today at freshfromflorida.com. A message from the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Hey, you're up next.
Ugh, my throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 70s Rock Ride, Pink Floyd, Eagles, Van Halen, Tom Petty, Zeppelin, and more. Try something new for 2024. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search 70s Rock Ride, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Talking about what's trending. This is the News Junkie, Sean Wasson. This is the News Junkie.
If you would like to learn more about the show or even join us by recording a dispatch, all you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com. You could yell at me or Sabrina or C-Lane or say something nice or just interact with us. That's all well and good. And you can do it at thenewsjunkie.com. One thing that's crazy, this week was the 3rd year anniversary of the January 6th stuff, right?
That's crazy.
It's crazy indeed, C-Lane. But the thing that I thought was craziest about it was this week was also the 3rd anniversary of what happened right before the January 6th stuff. And that was where some person, it appears to be a man, placed pipe bombs at the RNC, that's the Republicans, and the DNC, that's the Democrats. And these pipe bombs could have gone off. They were valid explosives. They could have gone off, and they could have killed or hurt people at the very, very least. And this person was caught on all sorts of security cameras, walking around D.C., going over here, going over there, sitting on a bench, going down an alleyway, doing all of these different things on January 5th. And no one has found that person yet. Oh. Nobody has found that person.
Who was the rumor? Oh, wasn't it, God, wasn't that crazy politician, blonde? What's her name?
Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah, wasn't there a rumor going around that she was the one who did it?
No way. It's clearly a dude, but it's hard because around this time people were still wearing masks, and the guy has a mask on and a hoodie on. And that was one of the problems that arose, one of the many, many problems that arose out of the whole masking thing, because after you really had any kind of need to do that, you ended up with people with an excuse to hide who they were. And here's what it says. This is like the rundown of that day. 3 years later, they're not interviewing anybody. There's a $500,000 bounty on this guy's head. And they haven't even interviewed anybody in the last 2 years to see who dropped these pipe bombs on the Capitol. They say at 7:40, I got this in front of me if you want to look. At 7:40 on January 5th, somebody wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, a mask, and Nike Air Max Speed Turf sneakers. They know the exact sneakers this son of a bitch was wearing.
I remember in the moment thinking like, oh, when they locked down the sneaker, that was not that they got him, because, you know, Nike, as a company who intends to turn a profit, will make more than one of the Air Max sneaker. But like, I like the level of detective work in finding, like, was it from the imprint of the sneaker? I think it was from the blurry video of the person, and there was some sneaker file that was like, that's a Nike Air Max.
Right, they know exact type of shoe. Sam on YouTube says, maybe it was the same person who left the drugs at the White House. Could be. Let's try to cross those wires and see what we find. They said Nike Air Max Speed Turf sneakers was filmed carrying a bag through a residential neighborhood on South Capitol Street. At 7:52 p.m., the individual was recorded sitting on a bench outside the DNC. Again, that's the Democrats. The next day, a pipe bomb was discovered there, placed under a bush. In the footage, the suspect appears to zip a bag, stand, and walk away. At 8:14 p.m., they were filmed in an alley near the RNC, that's the Republicans, where a second pipe bomb was found the following day. They placed both bombs within a few blocks of the Capitol. As of 2023, nearing the 2-year anniversary since the events, the overall reward price has been up to $500,000. No suspects have been named in the indictment as of September 2023, or you could take that to now, January 2024. They got nobody on this. They have all of this, all footage. They got all the sneakers the person's wearing. They got all, they tracked them all around. But I guess they didn't track them any further, like to a bus they got off of, or a car they got in, or anything else. They haven't found this person. And one of the craziest things to think about is this. These bombs were placed at the RNC and the DNC on the night of January 5th. Had those bombs gone off either that night or in the early morning hours of January 6th,
we'd be observing a whole different anniversary, I guess.
Yes. January 6th, all that stuff never would have happened. Never would have happened because they would have locked down everything in D.C. Everything would have been focused on the pipe bomber that blew up the Republicans and the Democrats. We would have been completely on a different plane. And the person who did this, they thought all this was going to happen. They thought this was going to blow up, but we've got nothing. We've got nothing on this person. That's kind of crazy to me. It's really crazy when you consider they charged over 1,000 people for what happened the next day. Right? They charged over 1,000 people for what happened at the Capitol. And they identified all of them. They got like all this footage because there was tons of cameras all around when that was going on. And they triangulated and they put posters out there and found people. And they located almost everybody that they were looking for. and they didn't find out who did this. And that, to me, is interesting. The question is, will they ever actually track this person down? Let me know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Real quick, the politicians always doing the stuff that makes sense. As I said the other day, at the start of the new year, you get the new laws. And some of those laws were book bans. So you can't ban books when you got a book ban.
Double ban.
What you need is a book ban.
And if you got that, then it starts to just get real confusing.
It's like when you have your ad blocker.
Mm-hmm. Well, in this case, they got a book ban.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days. They also have blocks on DEI at some places in Texas, which is like diversity, equity, and inclusion. Because of issues with that and it being controversial for some people. And it's all
I've been
culture.
saying we should block inclusion for a long time.
Let's get rid of that. Exclusion is the thing now. We've gone too far. All of these things, all these culture war things, all these laws that pass cover this. And then I see this. As children experiencing food insecurity continues to increase, Oklahoma has rejected a federal program that would have fed kids in need over the summer. Summer benefits would come in the form of preloaded cards that families can use to purchase groceries. The benefits went through a pilot program for a few years before taking off in 2023. Eligible families would get $40 per eligible child per month. They're not throwing crazy money at this. It's just enough money to feed kids for very, very poor families. And this was something that would have helped these incredibly poor families, right? They go through and see how much money is coming into your household. And if you're way below the poverty line and you got a bunch of kids, which that's another argument we can have, but let's not have that now. You already have the kids. You're already poor. And if you're in that category, they would allow you to have this $40 a month to maybe get your kids a bite to eat from time to time. And the cards they give you, you can only buy groceries with them. They're not spending it on alcohol or cigarettes or whatever you think they're spending it on. The politicians voted it down. They said, nah, we're too busy. We're fighting the culture war still. I mean, the culture war has been raging for 20 years and nobody's gone anywhere with it. And we're not really accomplishing anything other than getting people mad at each other for dumb stuff. And we're really, really wasting our time. But you know what? The kids can starve. So be it. It's their poor parents' fault. Let's blame it on them. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. I am not happy about this.
What
Bad
happened,
reviews.
bud?
Bad reviews rolling in. I was kind of excited to see this movie Night Swim. Have you seen the previews for this yet?
No.
I think I did. I did want to see Night Swim.
It's a Blumhouse one, you know? So Blumhouse has all these movies, and they're usually pretty good. And this one looked kind of cool. It's like a haunted swimming pool type thing. They've been airing the trailer has been everywhere for this. And the original or first reviews coming in are not great. Variety says this one, waterlogged as it is, should have been called the Aquativille Horror. And some might consider that a recommendation. But I never cared for Amityville movies with their ominous buzzing flies and grab bag atmosphere of threadbare haunted trickery. Who writes like this? Is that instead it's a family horror movie in this one case where you feel the PG-13-ness of it all. They hated it. Frank Schneck at the Hollywood Reporter said, this was a terrible movie. Unfortunately, the feature version is 98 minutes and all of it is bad.
Well, I'll tell you, not PG-13, but what I did watch last night was that Saltburn.
Oh, you finally watched that? I still haven't seen it. Was it good?
Prepare yourself.
Was the guy as cool as they said he was?
I mean, definitely the coolest, hottest giant Greek god that I've ever seen. But that movie really takes some turns. Sealand, you didn't end up seeing it either, right?
No.
Oh, you guys are in for a real treat because I know as soon as you watch it, it'll be the first thing that we talk about the following show.
What's it on again? You told me, but I forgot.
It's on Prime.
Prime? Amazon
Prime,
Prime?
I
Okay.
believe, yeah.
We'll
but
watch that.
Prepare yourself because there are some scenes and the ending is something else. But then there's like two parts throughout the film that you're going to be like, oh my God, they're actually doing that. That actor has gone to a certain distance that I don't think he's ever been in his career.
All right. I'm into it. It sounds interesting to me.
A lot of peen, by the way. A lot of peen.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
They're ramping up the peen in these movies still. I'm waiting for the pendulum to switch back.
Peen year.
All right. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up? On the next episode, an update on Shia LaBeouf and what he's been just doing lately, and it's capital B bizarre. Everyone's a critic, but imagine your critic is also your Peloton instructor. Plus, the Steamboat Willie public domain chaos continues, and this time it's gone too far. Oh boy, find out how and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. Friday weather forecast update as we approach midday here in Central Florida. Mostly sunny. A little warmer afternoon for us. Some low mid-70s phasing in. East winds at 5 to 15. 62 tonight. Mostly cloudy. Perhaps some showers breaking out before dawn on Saturday. Saturday rain chances up and up to 70% as showers and storms return. A high of 76 degrees. Again, wake-up temps in the low 60s. On Sunday, mid-60s for highs. Cooler, drier. Wake-up temps there in the upper 50s.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hiring. Explore a variety of full-time and part-time roles at the heart of the magic and enjoy great benefits like complimentary theme park admission, exclusive discounts, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I'm about to tell you a secret that'll make the insurance companies madder than a wet hen. Major insurance companies use a software called Colossus to tell them what the firm you hire is likely to settle your case for. Google it yourself. They know which law firms can lowball and take the last best offer, not us. Google our firm and see billions recovered from those very same insurance companies. They know who we are, and now you know it too. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. Tobacco-Free Florida's Group Quit service offers free virtual and in-person sessions at convenient times and locations. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. You are not alone. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco-Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Tommy Davidson January 5th and 6th.
How come when a brother do the anthem, he want to make an album?
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions. Line cook, cocktail servers, and wait staff, food runners, dishwashers. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
Mecum Auctions. The world's largest collector car auction returns to Kissimmee, Florida, January 2nd to the 14th at Osceola Heritage Park. Featuring 4,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend and Motor Trend Plus. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And real quick, friends, if you want to learn about Game of Magnets and see what's going on with the show, go to thenewsjunkie.com. At the website, you can just click Game of Magnets. You'll learn what is happening in the world of Game of Magnets, and you'll also see all of the history, all the different types of magnets you might see on the street. Grab one if you see it, because if they're out there, they're in play. That's just how the game goes. Learn more at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I drink your milkshake.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day. Hold up.
Oh, yeah, and you better hold up if you're refinancing or buying your first dream home, because you got to work with an expert who has your best interest in mind. Personal friend, and going to be your friend when it comes to that process of finding yourself a mortgage. And that's That Mortgage Guy Dawn, thatmortgageguydawn.com. And if you want to get your question answered live this weekend on the air, be sure to listen to the Home Loans Radio Show. Get all that information and so much more by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with That Mortgage Guy Dawn.
It was 26 years ago, 1998. One of these two, well, something happened.
Oh,
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher, and it was on this day, 26 years ago, in South Lake Tahoe, California, that Sonny blinked maybe for a second. Maybe he was looking at the other trees, but he skied right into one and died.
Or
at 62 years old.
He was aiming for the tree. Maybe he said, I'm going to go out in the most interesting way possible.
I know, but you really have to have some confidence. Like, there's no guarantee you're going to die after running into a tree.
No, and you just...
See what happened to Tarzan? He survived every time.
And when it happens in the cartoons, your arms and legs just go around it, and the tree goes in the middle, and then you're fine.
Exactly.
But not for him.
Or you go right through it, and the cutout in the tree is the shape of you.
That's true, yeah.
And just 6 years after that, it was this gal right here.
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears is right. But on this day, she did let something go, and that was her 3-day marriage to her childhood friend, Jason Alexander. She got that annulled. She turned around and then married K-Fed in October of the same year. Not much better results, except for, I guess, they had 2 children together. And then years later, what was it, last year or 2 years ago, that Jason Alexander got arrested for trying to crash the wedding.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Full circle.
That wasn't on my Britney Spears wedding bingo card.
You know what's crazy that I saw this week? There was photos of K-Fed and Britney Spears' son and Britney Spears' son's girlfriend. And I think one of her sons is like 18 now. And you're like, oh my God, they're like actual
the
adults
one on the lap
now.
during the drive?
I don't know if it was him. Maybe that's the younger one. I'm not sure.
This was also not on a bingo card of mine. The bingo card belonging to this fella.
Running for your life.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf is right. It's been a while since we've heard from him.
Very true.
But this is what he's been up to. It turns out after numerous brushes with the law, I think during COVID, we saw him super trash doing some script reading that people found entertaining. Then I believe there were allegations of him being abusive, were there not?
Yes, I think so, because he dated some pop singer that I'm not really familiar with.
Well, now he is turning his love to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Thank God.
Thank God indeed, because he's officially been baptized and plans on becoming Deacon Shia LaBeouf.
Oh.
Which I think that'd be kind of fun to be married by Shia.
That'd be cool.
He was confirmed into the Catholic religion at the Old Mission Santa Ynez Parish in California over the weekend.
By the way, sorry, it was FKA Twigs was the person who, and there's a trial coming up, I guess, this year for that. Like, there's an actual trial.
Oh, so this kind of lines up with it, maybe?
I don't know.
Shia's sponsor was Brother Alexander Rodriguez, a Franciscan friar who appeared in the recent movie of Shia's, Padre Pio. Shia played the title character, a 20th century friar who was later venerated as a saint, and that's where I guess the Catholic journey began. Brother Alexander says he just spontaneously said, I want to become a deacon, and he still feels that way. So
wow.
Well on your way. Did
you guys both get confirmed? You guys both went to like Catholic schools and stuff. Yeah.
Baptized, First Communion, Confirmation. What was it?
It's a lot of work, actually. I didn't know until growing up. I had a friend who was going through all the Catholic stuff and getting confirmation. You have to do a bunch of work to get that.
It's a whole thing. Yeah. It's even more work if you're as an adult trying to become baptized.
It's even more work if you don't go to a Catholic school.
Oh yeah,
we were talking about this. We were talking over the holiday break about how I went to a Methodist school, but I wanted to get confirmed, so I had to go to like CCD like once a week, and it was so redundant because I went to a Christian school and learned all the stuff that they teach you at CCD. So I was just there to go through the motions.
But not by the nuns or the brothers. Someone who hopefully got baptized before dying, weird segue, we bid adieu to Glynis Johns.
Glynis Johns.
She was the Tony Award-winning stage and screen star who played the mother opposite of Julie Andrews in Mary Poppins.
Wow.
Now, I personally recognized her as Superstar mom. She was grandma, rather, in Superstar.
From the movie Superstar?
Who, rode on the staircase, and she had made sure her granddaughter never got into show business.
I never saw that.
I saw it forever ago.
I didn't like that character.
Really? Oh, you didn't like Mary Catherine Gallagher?
No, I didn't like that at all.
Mary Poppins, Mary Catherine.
Did you like the one who's 50 and I kick and a stretch?
I like the actress, the woman, I forgot her name, who plays that role in Superstar.
Molly Shannon.
I think she's great. I just think that role is a weird one.
So she was introduced to the world to be Send in the Clowns by Stephen Sondheim, and she has now passed away. They don't know what, unfortunately, was the cause of death. She was 100 years old. So,
wow.
Sure
I would call it that.
Yeah, we'll hear back. She was known to be a perfectionist about her profession, precise, analytical, opinionated, and her roles that she had to be multifaceted. Anything less was giving less than her all. So may she rest in peace.
You know what? I like that Chim Chimney Chiru song.
It's a good one, especially the
fan.
Trap remix.
Yeah.
Do they still have sweepers, or now it's just like a pod you put under?
I'd ask C-Lane. He's the chimney guy these days.
C-Lane?
You can hire a guy that the chimney sweep, but what they have is like a really long thing that connects to a drill, and they just shove it up there, and they hold the drill, and that's how a chimney works, guys.
That's fun. Well, thank you.
What did it sound like again? I didn't get enough.
That sounds something. That sounds very familiar.
Mm.
I have something along those lines. I'm referring to a vibrator. Baton Rouge, Louisiana rapper NBA Youngboy. This is his song that was in the system. And he is recently reflecting on something that is, I don't know if this is a I made it ma moment, but apparently something has messed him up, and that was a 9-year-old boy's funeral being themed after him.
Damn.
Thoughts?
Yikes.
So
I could see how he would feel a certain way about that.
Back in 2021, it was a fan by the name of Caden Evans. He passed away, and his family put together a funeral themed after the rapper. The boy's casket was decorated with the rapper's lettering. His music even played in the background of the viral videos from this funeral. Following the boy's funeral, Youngboy even reached out to the child's family, gifted a platinum plaque of his 2020 album to the mother. But during a recent interview with Bootleg Kev, he hung out with him for the day, and he mentioned, it kind of shook him a bit. Despite him being anti-industry, he found it to be extremely odd and so crazy that an entire funeral was based on him.
How'd the kid die? How'd the 9-year-old die? Did he get, shot?
They didn't really say. They were kind of just focusing on how it affected
so different.
NBA Youngboy.
Like, if the 9-year-old got shot in some sort of, weird gang thing and then had an NBA Youngboy funeral, that seems worse than if maybe the 9-year-old just got sick or something. That would be less bad.
Let the record reflect, though. Should anyone be on their deathbed and listening to the show, more than welcome. We'll send you some magnets to put on the casket.
Oh, of course, yeah.
A couple stickers. I have some of the prom photo stickers left. I might have to get another round for 2024.
I'll send you the bootleg ones.
The what?
The
unofficial magnets? Could you imagine? Christopher Nolan, he's making the news because for some reason and this is why I don't get on my Peloton, you guys, for sure, but he found himself face-to-face with his critic, who was his Peloton instructor. And I got to tell you, this gave me a heart attack as I'm setting up my clips about 30 seconds before we come back and I'm to start my segment. I realized that Peloton instructors drop some curse words.
And she says a lot.
A lot of them. So please keep your ears peeled. It goes a little something like
You're
this.
the one with the button.
This song is from the soundtrack of a movie called Tenet. Anybody see this? Did anybody see this besides me? Because I need a manual. Someone's got to explain this. Yeah, I'm not kidding. What the was going on in that movie? Do you understand? Seriously, you need to be a neuroscientist to understand. And that's 2.5 hours of my life that I want back. I want it back.
Not a fan of Tenet, huh?
I just can't imagine putting myself in that position. I'm sweating my ass off, locked into that Peloton bike, and my instructor is talking about my movie and how much she hates it.
I would just be like, how is she even talking? Because when I'm exerting any kind of force like that,
I don't know how they do it. And the weirdest thing about that Peloton is they look you right in the eyes too. It took me a second where I'm like, is this live?
Well,
Can
you know
they see me right now?
They just did something that's going to change the future of this. When this came out, somebody had to go back into the archives and dig this up. But now they've just added, you'd be happy to know, on your Peloton, moving forward with some updates, you can share stuff socially. So you can make clips.
Oh, TikTok is doing that, right?
You could share them to TikTok or other platforms, I guess.
Speaking of the archives, this gal right here.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is right, and she has now broken Elvis Presley's long-standing record for the most weeks spent on the top Billboard 200 album chart by a solo artist. She set the new mark of 68 total weeks as 1989 Taylor's version landed on the top of the chart for a 5th time in the final full tracking week of 2023, which is very exciting. Unfortunately, she was not around to hear the news.
Why not?
Why not?
She's dead.
Also dead, Elvis. But we got holograms, baby, and now Elvis hologram coming to a city near you. The Elvis Presley hologram show will hit the London stage, maybe in a country near you, across the pond near you. What's wrong, Celine?
Nothing.
I stuttered a little bit.
Everything's fine.
It will be November this year. After that, it'll move to Vegas, Berlin, and Tokyo. After 47 years, Elvis Presley will re-enter the building. Very exciting. And then all of a sudden, the real Elvis Presley comes out. And he's fat and he's old. is crazy. On the boob tube, my friends. Happy weekend. We have Good Grief on Netflix, the greatest #at-home videos. MTV will have the 16th season premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race. Own Spotlight, the Color Purple interviews. We also have Sunday Night Football. Go Dolphins!
Yeah!
Suck it, Bills. Or,
that's not going to play out well in Rochester.
I love you, Rochester, but this is a big competition every year, right? And they also have the 81st Golden Globe Awards. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, the very first ever of 2024, this week in Florida. I've seen him preparing over there. He appears to be ready to go, so it's headed towards you next. Stay right there. I don't mean to be downplaying. This is going to be great. This is going to be great, and we're all excited for it.
Coming right for you.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Big time.
It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's like a text message with your voice. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Disabled vehicle blocking the right lane, Sand Lake Road westbound after International Drive. Incident on Silver Star Road eastbound at Princeton Street still working. Also, Silver Star Road westbound at Powers Drive has the right lane blocked. And just about wrapping up now, a crash on East Colonial Drive, just east of Chickasaw Trail. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Hosted by true crime author and killer storyteller Mary Kay McBrayer, the new podcast, The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told, delivers riveting narratives about killers, scammers, journalists, and Avengers. Drawing from years of research, this podcast redefines true crime, breaking free from stereotypes.
She provided investigators in Mountain City, Tennessee, with exactly the evidence they needed to take 4 murderers to court.
Listen to The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back. All right, Jimmy, our Army veteran, for $400. Are you ready to answer the next question?
Actually, I'm good.
Huh?
Well, I already earn and save $473 a year on average with Navy Federal Credit Union. So, yeah.
All members of the armed forces, all veterans, and their families can earn and save more every year with a Navy Federal membership. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Dollar value based on the 2022 Navy Federal Member Giveback Study.
Hey everyone, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You know what? Let's get heart smart in 2024. Early detection is the key to maintaining a healthy heart. Everybody knows that. And in 2024, make it your resolution to proactively scan before there are symptoms. Early detection is key to a longer and healthier life. The testimonials I hear coming out of Life Imaging FLA and the ones I've personally experienced are mind-boggling. And these guys have been doing this in South Florida for many years. Let them help you make sure you are going to be around as long as possible. And remember, guys, you don't have to take your clothes off. There's no pain involved, no dyes injected. The entire thing only takes a few minutes. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Again, just a few minimum requirements, a $699 value. From your cell phone, call pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. It's better to know now before it's too late. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
No payments for 3 months with approved credit? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening.
Just a moment. Lewis on YouTube says, man, this is awesome. I've been listening to this since the early morning show, but have been working overseas. I did not know we could talk. You can always talk. You can send dispatches and join us on the show, or we're going to be working in more calls as the year goes on. And there's various ways you can reach out to us and even watch the show like you're doing now over on YouTube or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. It's as easy as that. C-Lane, are you ready to go?
Sean, I am. I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Woo. Here we go. Let's do This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most grown-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That is right. The weekend is here. That means it's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State and see some of the stuff that has gone on in the past. Usually I say 7 days or so, but we've been missing each other for a couple weeks. So we have some stuff to catch up on, some Christmas stuff. We have some stuff that we left behind in 2023 that we're still looking forward to the resolution of in 2024. Right. And one of those is the story of embattled Florida Republican Party Chairman Christian Ziegler. You may remember when we last left Christian, him and his Moms for Liberty founding wife, Bridget, they admitted to having sex with another woman and have a menage a trois. at a three-way, and then they were going to have another one that Bridget backed out of.
Yes.
And not
it got weird?
Not backed into, which would be fun, but backed out of, and now Christian allegedly still showed up, and the woman is claiming that he sexually assaulted her, that they went through with it. And
before you even get to that, imagine the balls of your wife drops out of the threesome and you're like, I'm going to proceed. I will be.
It was fine the first time. Do you even care about me?
The hilarious part is the woman, the accuser, is saying that she also dropped out because the wife wouldn't be there. So how do you feel as Christian just being like...
So he's just masturbating?
He was just, I mean, maybe it was a cuck situation, but also he could just be a means to an end for this woman.
Sounds like it.
Nevertheless, some sex was had, and then she has accused him of rape now, and he has a video. And now an attorney who nobody asked, Bryant Camareno, said, the video may be proof of video voyeurism.
Okay.
This is complicated.
They're trying to
hold on. The video was actually really interesting, and I think you brought this up before, C-Lane.
Yes.
Because their argument was she couldn't have had anything like that happen to her because she looked like she was really enjoying herself in the video he recorded.
There was a particular.
Have you seen porn? There's a lot of them that look like they're enjoying themselves, and they hate being there.
There's a particular quote in the video that his attorneys are turning to. Of her instructing him where and how to conclude the operation. That they're saying this means she was.
I don't understand. Can you explain that more?
No. Maybe I'll text you. Maybe I'll tell you. Maybe when you grow up, I'll tell you what the video said.
You said conclude the operation.
Yeah.
Look, I mean,
Come to fruition.
I've never said
Just
it
spell that
way.
first word differently.
Yeah.
Just what did he say verbatim?
It's what she said.
Well, what did she say verbatim?
I don't have the quote in front of me anymore.
Okay. You tried, Sean. You tried.
I wanted to land that one. So close.
I think it was in a way that, she didn't want a mess to be made.
Was it on the tees?
Oh my
no.
God.
Or on the back?
So
Jesus, Sean.
The attorney
says... It wasn't on the face, was it?
The attorney says, I think, number one, it may show there was consent to have sex. Number two, it may show that she knew she was being recorded. But number three, if he sent it to her with the intent of harassment, then that might be another crime, which is cyber stalking, because they're saying in the case that he allegedly sent her a copy of the video. So this guy, who nobody asked and is not a part of the story at all, just goes, hey, you might be cyber stalking too. You might be able to tack that on.
What a tangled web they got themselves in.
So since we have last talked to each other about this guy, he has refused to step down as the Republican Party chairman of Florida. So he was stripped of all his responsibilities and had his salary reduced to $1.
Nice. Okay.
And his wife, she, I think, also is refusing. She has refused to step down from her position on the Sarasota County School Board. And she, I don't think, is making any comments about how much she's spoken out against books with LGBTQ themes, despite participating in this menage a trois with a woman.
You saw the clip of the former student that went, I think it was the same lady, right? That was like, you shouldn't be fired because you had sex with a woman. You should be fired because you suck at your job.
Now imagine I have two cities on completely different ends of Florida in these next two stories. And they one of them's having real bad problems. And the other one, if this is making the news, then if this is making national news, you probably don't have a whole lot of problems in St. Augustine, where I told you earlier this week that the people of St. Augustine, the fine folks there, they keep their Christmas decorations up until the end of January. So if you want to do something Christmassy, even in other places where the holiday has come to a close, you can go visit the Knights of Lights in St. Augustine. And they're saying that the sheriff or the team leader of the company Angels in the Architecture saying there's a bunch of pranksters amiss.
Uh-oh.
And they are taking the clear bulbs and replacing them with red and green bulbs.
Oh, you're crazy.
So not really a whole lot going on in St. Augustine. If this is making the thing. They're not even mad. They're like, we're taking them down. It's all in good fun. Meanwhile, in Miami, they got a really bad problem because it says Miami is right now overwhelmed by the amount of septic tanks it has. Mm-hmm. And not just the septic tanks.
They have too many?
Well, they have too many for the other problems that they have. They have, constant shifts in
God. Whew.
Shifts.
All right. I heard the F. Thank God.
Shifts in the sea level. Obviously there's also a lot of precipitation in certain months in Miami. And they've been checking the waters, like even the swimming waters down there.
Yeah.
And poop. They're just
gross. Imagine all the tourists. I have no idea.
They say during heavy rainfall, some neighborhoods overflow with nutrient-rich sludge with nitrogen and phosphates, indicators of fecal contamination and bacteria. They cause deoxygenation or green algae blooms, which is also a public health hazard. Mm-hmm. And they say, in short, Miami residents regularly soak their golf shoes in feces.
Oh, that's disgusting.
So, if you're thinking of perhaps going down south or moving down south, man, might want to try one of those high rises out.
Yeah, please do. And and remember we talked about this last year toward the end of the year. In California, they actually passed that measure to recycle water from the toilets and back into drinking water. That passed in California. So they are going to be trying to recycle the water that comes out of the bad stuff and put it back into the good stuff. That sounds fun.
Well, another holiday season behind us. That means another handful of people. And I think, right, Sabrina included,
what's up?
That for the first time this holiday season, you were the victim of a porch pirate.
I sure was.
Oh, it's true.
God, it made me mad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing that they got, fortunately, because it was hours before, Apple AirPods. I got for my dad.
Oh, damn.
But they got a giant plush toy that was maybe like $10.
Okay, didn't you say, though, when you told us?
You mean this was hours before the AirPods were delivered, so if they had done it later, they would have gotten a more expensive gift.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't you tell us at the time that somebody had, ransacked the neighborhood? Like, they had gone to multiple houses and taken stuff?
Yeah, because I had posted on, I think the Ring Cam or something to let everybody know. And they're like, oh, there's a better video of them on this Facebook page. And they just went to town, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Damn.
Well, why steal a package from somebody's driveway? That is so 2000 and late. When you could just steal the whole damn driveway. That's what's happened in Orange County to Amanda Brochu. She never expected this to capture the attention of Central Florida as it has. But she got her driveway completely stolen. Like, a contractor showed up and removed it. And everybody was asking, what's the deal? What's the scam here? And a general contractor reached out to WFTV and said the scam actually targets other contractors and it inadvertently affects homeowners in the process. It's an overpayment scheme where a scammer will seek out homes listed for sale, target the vacant ones, and then ask local contractors to provide an estimate. They'll start the work and then they'll ghost them. Mm-hmm. And do the overpayment scheme. I don't know what the profit is, but it's ending up with people that just don't have driveways. I got
to be honest with you, the overpayment scheme seems like you just overpay for stuff, which seems like a bad scheme. I'm misunderstanding how this actually works in practice. I think
I thought the overpayment scheme was the things that the scammers do when they call you and they're trying to get you to log into your bank account. And they say that they've overpaid you, at which point they're like, oh, you need to pay us back. We paid you $22,000 when we were supposed to just pay you $20,000.
Yeah.
So you need to give us back $2,000. And you're like, okay. I mean, I did just get $20,000, so giving back $2,000 is not that big a deal. And boom, you're out of your own money. You got scammed.
True.
You've been scammed, bitch.
Mark that. Over to Leesburg. A woman has been charged with evidence tampering by the Leesburg police and resisting officers after police say she hid gun shell casings in her privates. They said in her...
the casings.
In their front private area. Well, because the bullets were already fired. This was a deadly shooting she was hiding these from. Which makes me wonder.
She didn't take them right out after they were shot.
That's what I was wondering, because that is not that's not a very comfortable predicament to find yourself in. There was a girl that usually when you're getting yourself out of jury duty, you want to do it very early in the process. There was this girl, and they're pissed at her. I can't find her name right now. She caused a mistrial of a resentencing for a murder, I believe was the crime.
Ooh.
Because she admitted she just wanted to get out of jury duty. So she told everybody that she's been discussing the case with all her friends, and she can't be, what's the word that they want you to be, like, completely fair about it.
Right. Non-biased.
She can't be unbiased.
Yeah.
Unbiased.
Yeah.
So,
but either way, you're supposed to try to get out of it when they're doing, right in the first day of your call to jury duty.
Everybody's met somebody, or everybody who's ever been to jury duty and been in the process has met that one person who's like, he's saying whatever he can to go home right now. But usually that's the time to do it, and they're not really happy about this mistrial. There's a lawsuit that is not going to go very well for this woman. She's suing Hershey for $5 million over deceptive packaging. You see, she thought her Reese's peanut butter pumpkins would have a fun jack-o'-lantern face.
This is so stupid.
I think that's a proper lawsuit.
She thought she was buying Halloween-themed Reese's peanut butter pumpkins with a cute carving of a pumpkin's mouth and eyes.
She has a mild point here, because when you look at the packaging, it does lead you to believe you're going to get a jack-o'-lantern chocolate.
But Sean, when she opened it, she was horrified to find that there was no pumpkin carving at all. Oh, it was just a regular-looking piece of chocolate.
If the Red Bull lawsuit went through and you got yourself a six-pack or $6, then this should be also on the docket.
But the thing is, this is not a class action lawsuit, which means if she were to be successful in getting Reese's to pay her $5 million over this, that means she would have had to have paid $5 million in chocolate. And at some point, you have to realize that these are just, you got to open one of them before you pay $5 million for them.
True.
So that's not going to happen. What is going to happen, I think the person that does have a good case is the guy we talked about that is suing Dunkin'.
Oh, yeah.
Because the toilet exploded?
Yeah.
Did you see what he's suing for?
Well, they said that he walked into the Dunkin' Donuts, and then I know that the toilet exploded, and he said there was, like, feces and everything that flew up in the air. But what's he trying to get?
No, but, yeah, he's I don't have a price here. Oh, he's seeking damages of over $50,000. But they're claiming he's left with bodily injury, psychological damages resulting in pain and suffering, disability, permanent and significant emotional injury, mental anguish, loss of the capacity for the enjoyment of life. So much feces on this guy that he can no longer enjoy his life. Also, the expense of medical care and treatment. The reason I think he's going to get paid is because the employees at Dunkin' told the guy they were aware of a problem with the toilet. It's not the first time something like this has happened. So I think that guy's going to get paid, and rightfully so, because obviously he can't enjoy his life. Last but not least, in This Week in Florida, 38-year-old man was arrested for battery after attacking his girlfriend with a pink dildo because she called him a limp D who's in need of Viagra. We're back, 2024. That's it for This Week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. What was that? Loss of the ability to have an enjoyable life?
To enjoy his life.
That's a good one. I didn't know that was an official. Maybe
I temporarily have that during the show sometimes. It's just a temporary loss of ability to enjoy my life, but it usually comes back around.
Right.
And then I could just get back into the
back around
groove.
like 1:30 on a Friday?
Yeah, that's about when it rears its ugly head. I think it's worth it.
Loss of the capacity for the enjoyment of life.
If you're going to sue for that, when you're in the courtroom, you can't smile the entire time you're there. You just have to
That's just the worst.
Yeah, just frowny face.
What are you gonna do after this? Cry, maybe?
You have to do the equivalent of when Sabrina does the Al Pacino face, or is that who it is?
No, it's Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. Excuse me. Yes, Robert De Niro face. Like that's what you're gonna have to do in the classroom, or not the classroom, the courtroom.
I'm just doing it to you. This one.
You can't. I see Robert De Niro when I see it. There's a lot. It's pretty good, I think.
I don't have any. So I'm like, you just have to look at my face. For everyone listening on the radio, just know it looks really close to it.
It looks just like Robert De Niro.
I thought that I wasn't watching Sabrina. I thought I was watching Meet the Fockers.
Thank you.
Yeah. What?
Can you milk me? And that's why I don't quote movies.
I was working a couple of dispatches real quick and to see what the folks are up to out there. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for listening to us today. In fact, if you weren't doing that, we wouldn't be able to do this every single day. And it's a pleasure to do so. Let's go over to you. Here is Beyonce, Sabrina, and Me.
Oh, long time.
This says, why I don't dispatch. I'm not sure what we're getting at here, but I mean, I guess it's why she doesn't dispatch, right?
Hey, friends.
Hey.
I hope you're great. Happy New Year.
You too.
I'm catching up from the podcast, but Mo Manji asked where all the old dispatchers are. Here I am. You know, I just don't dispatch because I offer the host of this show my rib, and that got weird. So
True.
I'm going about my business. But I still love this show. I love this show for years. I still have all my magnets and all of my swag, and I listen every day. So we're here. We just have nothing to contribute, probably. Have a great day.
Well, you contributed this. That worked for us. You know what my favorite Beyonce, Sabrina, and Me moment was? Do you guys have any clue what I would say?
I mean, there have been so many great times.
No. You guys will know immediately.
When you guys fought?
No. Remember when we were broadcasting from NASA? And
yeah, she didn't know we were going to be there.
She just happened to be at NASA. She didn't know that we were going to be at NASA. And she comes over while we're live on air. She's like, holy ass.
Oh, yeah.
Curses. Loud as can be.
That was one of the broadcasts where it's like, there's for sure not going to be any cursing or need for a dump button.
Right, yeah, we won't need any censorship here. And she just goes, holy ass.
Actually, that's not the case because there was a need for it with one of the astronauts that they interviewed.
They're dropping curse words?
We interviewed, but yeah, there was one of the astronauts that I think Jimmy interviewed, and he was talking about like hauling ass on in his car and all kinds of stuff, and just he was a little loose.
Okay, but you know what? I think the FCC should allow astronauts to curse on the air.
I agree.
They went to
once
space
you've been in
for us.
space.
Come on.
And let's be clear here. Real space. Not like some of this Virgin Galactic space stuff or any of these other tours. I'm talking about like space station space. Like you're up in space. If you've done that, you deserve a little more space.
I see what you did there.
Literally the last word I should have used. You deserve a little more freedom out there in the world. And curse all you want, but don't leave any dispatches doing that, please. Let's do one more. Here is Jarhead. It says, hypocrite lawmakers.
How's it going, junkies? Happy Friday. Chiming in on that $40 a month for children under the poverty line.
Mm-hmm.
I'd wager that those same lawmakers that voted against that are the same ones that boast pro-life and they're all about saving the children as long as they're in the womb. So as soon as you're born, they can care less about you.
True.
Make sense.
Yeah, I mean, we've got politicians talking about all the things that no one cares about. I see so many times, it's like, here's what the voters in America are interested in. And it has like a graph, what percentage of people are interested in it. And it'll be like the border. It'll be like their child's education. It'll be like crime in big cities. It'll be like these various things. But when you look at them, you go, oh, well, that's obvious. That's obvious that that's something that there will be some focus on that people would be concerned about right now. And then you see the ones that are on the very bottom, right? Like at the very bottom of the list, it's like book bannings or gay books in school or the things that people are quarreling over.
The books are gay?
The books are gay.
There have been some gay books out there.
They magically make your kids gay, according to some of the folks who are so much against them, which I always think is weird.
Bridget Ziegler.
Right? I don't think, I think if you're straight, no amount of gay books is going to make you gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, if you took a kid who was straight and you just bombarded him with every gay book that they have in the gayest library.
You remember that one woman who was like speaking to the town hall who said she read a book that had a kiss in it and then she became
addicted to
the
porn.
biggest porn addiction victim ever?
But then there was that fact about her working for that one company.
Yeah.
Where she was making a bunch of money because they don't have any kissing.
It wasn't Moms for Liberty, was it?
I don't think
it was a completely different publishing company that was like guaranteed no kissing at all for your kids.
Those are exciting books. Abraham Dragonfriend on Twitch says, I mean, I do care about healthcare, but I also care a lot about stopping the constant school shootings. Had one just yesterday, friend. Thankfully, it was only one person, and I say only, one person who died and several injured.
It's a weird pause after thankfully, though.
Yeah, I got to be careful how I'm getting this across. But what I mean to say is it could have been even worse than it was. The person who was responsible for this, it's too early to say anything about them. I know there's all kinds of stuff flying around, like they were transgender and they were targeting the school because they felt bullied and the sister was bullied. We don't know enough to know 100% what was going on here. If you're taking that and running with it, you're doing what you hate when the other people do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the other people will go, see, he got a gun. He's a gun nut. He's a Trump supporter. And they find out in the first 5 seconds, this is exactly what happened. Let it breathe a little bit. It looks like this could be something where somebody went to school and they felt like they had been bullied. There's no excuses for killing people.
It all seems to whittle down to mental health that everyone seems to push aside. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, it just seems to. Well, and in this case, the person had many weapons that they weren't supposed to have. They had I don't know what this means. Please, gun friends, please tell me and be gentle.
Call in.
They said you're not allowed to have this where they were and where they shot up the school. Double action pump shotgun. What's special about that makes it different than a regular shotgun?
I think it fires. Well, double action. Does it fire two at once, or does it like fire two in succession? That's like too fast.
I don't know. It sounds cool. Double action pump shotgun. They said we weren't supposed to have. They also had a bomb.
Is that like
with them.
Elmer Fudd's gun?
That's what it seems like in my head, but we'll figure it out. I mean, somebody on the chat will let us know whether we got this or don't have it right. Okay, we're going to go to your dispatches when we return. Plus, I can't believe it's happening, but the Stanley Cups, not the hockey ones, they are back in the news again today. It continues, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031, and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Accident on I-4 eastbound before Conroy Road. 2 right lanes blocked with several fire apparatus on scene. Also working a crash with FHP Orange Avenue at Sand Lake Road. Crash blocking the right lane on the 408 westbound at the I-4 exit. And a crash blocking the shoulder I-4 westbound after Lake Mary Boulevard. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Publix Supermarkets. Clear your to-do lists at Publix. With Publix Pharmacy, you can get meds, flu shots, and groceries all in one trip. Visit Publix.com/pharmacy to transfer prescriptions and more. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Well, have you done it yet? Have you gone over to nationstrucks.com and checked out the inventory lately? You should. You should start the new year off the right way and do it from behind the wheel of your very own truck from Nation's Trucks. And that website, nationstrucks.com, you can check them out. Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, all on there. And they've got them all with approved credit. You won't make any payments for 3 months. And you can take your pick from the largest selection of work trucks, lifted trucks, diesels, 4x4s, whatever you need for your lifestyle or for your business, Nation's Trucks can find for you. And if you got a few bumps on your credit, that's not a problem either. Nation's Trucks has 35 lenders ready to work with everyone. So visit nationstrucks.com today. Do it this weekend. Make the upgrade. Go down and see them in Sanford on 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Mary Boulevard, and let them know C-Lane from the News Junkie sent you.
What'd your mom pack you for lunch?
Let's see, a turkey sandwich, chips, and... Oh, fresh from Florida strawberries.
I'll trade you for some string cheese.
Sure, here's my sandwich and my chips.
No, I want the Florida strawberries.
Seriously? No way.
Can I throw in my juice box?
You can throw in your lunchbox. You're not getting my Florida strawberries.
Pack the snacks your kids want to eat. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
How about my new sneakers?
Nope.
These earbuds?
Nope.
My backpack?
Nope.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's music to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551. Text the word music to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Are you ready for a clearer tomorrow? You know, for a limited time, the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations with one of their expert counselors. Take that first step toward better vision in 2024 by texting 1041 to 868686 to schedule your free LASIK consultation today. You know, their surgeons have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures, and they only use the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology. Need financing? Well, here's some good news. They offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. And here's even more good news. You can use your Flex spending account for LASIK as well. Free yourself from glasses or contacts in 2024. Simply text 1041 to 868686 today and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Start 2024 off with a bang with crystal clear vision, courtesy of the Filatowski Eye Institute. Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Sarah Kustok, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and my podcast, NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok, is back.
The Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Every Monday and Friday, I'll be joined by a top NBA writer to discuss the biggest stories in the league. And we'll do it in about 15 minutes, so you can stay up to date and keep it moving. Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
¿Lesionado por un accidente? Visita abogados.com para una consulta gratis en tu idioma.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the...
Money on the way. How you can just sit there and make some cash. Very, very easy. We always tell you whenever there's one of these sort of, class action lawsuit type things where you just put in your information.
Oh, yeah.
And then you end up getting some mailbox money down the road in a couple of weeks. So one of those in just a moment. But first, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Robert emails. He says, I'm a podcast listener and Secret Show subscriber. Thank you, Robert. You requested suggestions for usability of the website, thenewsjunkie.com, once the app is discontinued. One of the features I like about the app is I can download Secret Show's audio to my phone and be able to listen to it when I get the time. I can't do that on the website, at least from what I can see. On the website, I have the ability to play audio and video, but if I have to interrupt the stream, I have to try to find out where I left off versus being able to download and continue at my leisure like the app. Thank you, Robert. I got the team working on that right this moment.
In the meantime, just screen record it. You know, you can't do anything else, but you'll still have that video for you and for a later time.
Bad for the storage on your phone, probably.
That's not what he's talking about, though. Sacrifice the storage.
It would work. Yeah, they're right now working on the ability for you to download stuff on thenewsjunkie.com instead of just streaming it. So that should be coming in the next couple of weeks. Plus, when you hit play, you know how like on your iPhone, you can see like the logo and the title of the show and all that stuff. So in CarPlay and other things like that, it pulls up real nicely. They're working on that too. Bunch of stuff in the works to make things nice and a good experience for those of you who are moving over to thenewsjunkie.com from the app. We'll get to dispatches that you're sending from the website in just a moment. But first, I cannot believe Stanley tumblers are still in the news. It's a wild world out there.
They're tried and true, Sean.
They sure are, C-Lane. And
I kind of want one now, but I don't want to buy it nor fight somebody.
You know what's crazy? This is absolutely insane to me.
Someone had a cupboard full of them that they're not using.
Yeah, really. Give us one, please. In 2019, the company that makes these Stanley tumblers made $70 million. All right? In 2019, Stanley made $70 million. Fast forward to 2023, they made $750 million. That is 10x the business that they were doing.
That is damn cup.
Wild to me. Wild. They've been around for 110 years, and then they came up with this product in 2020, and it was called the Stanley Quencher, and it's become one of the most popular water bottles in the world. Now, Courtney and I were talking about this yesterday, and she made a pretty interesting point. She said, when I was younger, nobody was carrying around water bottles. You only had the green Gatorade water bottle that you squirt in your mouth or whatever. You would have there are very few, you have water bottles if you were going to football practice, but people didn't just carry around water bottles.
Yeah, but they had those really cheap plastic water bottles for football practice. I think a lot of the part of it's the technology, because when we were younger, they didn't have the vacuum chamber walls to these things that would keep ice solid for hours upon hours upon hours.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. And also the push to eliminate single-use plastics, I think, really has pushed people to having these things and refilling them. You do it every day.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that was the moment where people started to go, hey, everybody needs to have one of these water bottles. Why waste filling up these little tiny Dixie cups? That's what they had a lot of in the workplace. They had those little plastic cups with the green swirl design around them, and those were the things you poured your water into in front of the water cooler, and now everybody has a water bottle. It's just a different world. But that company went from $70 million, Stanley did, in 2019 to, in 2023, $750 million.
Can I tell you what? I don't think it'll last.
No,
we've seen this with so many different products like that, and on my standpoint, it's just a cup.
Yeah.
So it's there will be another one next year for sure. Because wasn't it the Visco something that all the teens were using? And they made some sort of sound on the TikTok videos.
Yeah, it changes fast. I know what you're talking about. The thing of the moment is kind of what the Stanley thing is now, and it's embedded in a couple of trends. And the thing at Target is wild. They had a story on TMZ. They said the limited edition Stanley Cup fever has officially reached new heights with a desperate man jumping over the counter at a Target Starbucks to steal a whole box of them, they said.
Because they're going big on eBay.
Yeah, they go for $49 in store, but they're going for upwards of $100 on eBay and Mercari, according to dozens of listings online. So people are trying to take them and sell them, and it's a weird Stanley world that we're living in.
I get ads for Mercari all the time, and I don't think I've ever been on it.
I haven't either. I don't know if I've ever used it. I used that other one for a little while, the Temu thing, and then I stopped using that.
I want to try it.
It's cheap
all the time.
It's a really great deal, and it's really cheap stuff. But on the other hand,
it's really cheap stuff.
The thing I bought this stuffed animals from it, and they're super nice quality. I was happy with my purchase. I just have to unsubscribe because every morning it's good morning, it's Tuesday. You haven't opened our emails in 100 days. And calm down, Temu. Relax a little bit,
John,
please.
it's Temu. Buy from us.
That's what the emails sound like to me. Here's the money, the mailbox money that you're waiting for. Anybody of the three of us, anybody have Verizon?
No.
Nope.
Damn it, man. If you're a Verizon customer, you may be entitled to a piece of a $100 million class action lawsuit.
So you're going to get
now.
all of $2.
No, they're getting $100 each, they said.
There's
That's
so
what they're
many more
expecting.
users than that.
It says the lawsuit alleges Verizon customers were hit with an administrative charge as part of a deceptive scheme. Verizon denies any wrongdoing, but has agreed to pay affected users up to $100 each. The group of people who qualify includes all Verizon customers, current or former, in the U.S. who received postpaid wireless or data services from Verizon and who were charged and paid an administrative charge and or administrative and telco recovery charge between 2016 and 2023. And if that is you, you can make some monies on this thing up to $100. And the final settlement is coming through, and then they'll send all of those out there. Damn it, man. I wish I had the website in front of me for this. Sealand, can you see if you can find this real quick? Verizon class action suit. I'm sorry. I should have told you about this earlier. The people are going to want to know the website,
Google
so they
that.
claim it.
Yeah. I mean, if you Google it, it'll come up for sure.
Verizon class action suit is what you're looking for, and that could be $100 randomly in your mailbox.
Oh, my gosh. What a terrible URL. Verizon Administrative Charge Settlement.com.
That's not
so
great.
Google it and click the hyperlink in that story.
All right. When we come back, we are going to hear from you. And it's time for you to come out of the woods. We'll be gentle with you, and we want to see what you have on your mind. And all you have to do to join us is go to thenewsjunkie.com on your phone, your laptop, or whatever it is, and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Back in a moment with jury duty. Plus, we got a lot more to get into before we wrap things up for a Friday. We got some talk about Just Okay on the way and a whole bunch more. Stay put. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Got a video proof.
Let me be your fart jar manager. And I'll take 20% off the top of the jar.
Carlos will hold the jar.
If he's taking 20%, it's back up to 800.
Exactly. We'll talk about it later. Meet
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
We finally got our first Giannis Wemby showdown. Oh boy, did that baby live up to the hype. Giannis and Wemby are a perfect snapshot of today's NBA. Teams led by big men who can score, run the floor, protect the rim. 30 years ago, you'd never see centers with that kind of athleticism. Now it's the norm. Giannis is the present. Wemby is the future. The NBA is in a really good place. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Gather your loved ones. Round up your friends. The all-new Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. Non-stop, all-out fun for everyone. Be amazed by superhuman performers attempting daring feats. Laugh out loud and move and groove to the rhythms of the world. Take your family on an unforgettable journey, all at the greatest show on earth. Tickets on sale now. Coming to the Amway Center January 12th through 15th. Visit ringling.com for show details.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast. A little more free advice. Any conversation you have with the insurance company after you get into an accident will be recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you. For example, when they ask you how you're doing, these are not words of concern. These are traps to keep them from paying your medical expenses. Simply reply with, I've been told to avoid answering questions like this. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like 70s Rock Ride, a commercial-free station featuring the best in 70s rock. Just search 70s Rock Ride and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
It's the last time I'll talk about the Casey Anthony family, but they have some new text messages back and forth between Casey Anthony and her mom that are like, whoa, my God. I'll read them for you in a moment. But when I was reading the article, I said, Jesus, okay, I can tell where this relationship is at this moment. It's just brutal. And we'll get to that in just a bit.
Are these after the trial or
These are recent. These are recent ones.
Ooh.
Yeah, because this is all coming back into the news because of this lie detector special thing that they did this week. And before we get to that, we might as well mention, if you missed it earlier this week, we announced we are doing Just Okay as promised. Just Okay, the event has moved to, and it's a concert, party, it's everything, and it's great for any fan of the show or anybody who just wants to have a good time. Just Okay will be in March 16th is the date. I think we're probably in the clear enough to tell you right now where it is, and it's going to be at Plaza Live once more. We were there last year. And now we could take all the lessons that, well, we were there the year before last year, technically. We could take all the lessons that we learned the last time we were doing Just Okay for Just Okay 7 and some of the issues that you had, like with the bars being too packed and all, we could fix all of that this year. and make everything so much better for Just Okay 8. The cool thing is, this will be one of the first opportunities for you to get into this very, very iconic venue after they just completely redid the place. Now, I have to tell you,
what
we were working on doing Just Okay, and we were bouncing around a couple of dates. I don't remember what dates we were flirting with at the time.
December was the time we were flirting with.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was still in December. And they go, well, come on by, and we'll show you what we got done on the place with this remodel, and then we could talk about what date you want to lock down. And Sabrina, Sealand, and I, we go to Plaza Live, and the very nice people there greet us. It's like 1,000,000 degrees that day. And they let us in, and it looks like this whole place has just been hit with a wrecking ball. Like, they are not even close.
I think the new date worked out just fine.
They are not.
Understandably so. I mean, we realize what it takes to kind of build some events. I can't imagine building a damn venue.
It was gutted when we went in there. It was like just wood planks and stuff. And
but the three of us were like, all right, we'll, I'm thinking somewhere over here, and then going to envision and get that over there. Perfect. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we're trying to envision where everything's going to go for Just Okay 8, and there is the concrete's not even there. We're like standing in dirt, and there's 2x4s, and it was like a dangerous site to be on. You had to wear like hard hat territory. And now, I suppose, it's done and ready to go, and we will be one of the first events back into Plaza Live.
I'm pumped.
So that'll be really cool, and it'll be great to kind of break in the venue. And we got a lot of the things you're familiar with at Just Okay and some brand new things. And this year, Just Okay 8 is going to be much more centered around two things. One, C-Lane's favorite thing, partying at St. Patrick's Day.
All right, yes.
And number two, the show. I mean, that's why you guys listen. You listen for us. You listen for the show to get to know myself, Sabrina, and C-Lane. And more importantly, to see us do ridiculous, insane, and dangerous things on the stage. I will never forget the woman with the bow and arrow on stage. And do you guys remember when we were at the Hard Rock at that time for Just Okay 5 or I don't know which one it was. 5, 6, somewhere in there. When we did the event, we did it at the Hard Rock. Huge crowd. Everybody's going crazy. Sabrina and I are on the stage. And beforehand, the woman who was shooting arrows at us and hitting balloons that we were holding between our legs, the first arrow she ripped off.
I held it in my mouth.
Yeah, I had mine in between my legs, but we were moving them around and putting our bodies certainly in danger. The woman, when she went to practice, she pulled back on the stage at Hard Rock when nobody was there and let go her first arrow, and it went way off. Like it went off into the rafters.
All the staff that were on that side of the stage like booked it.
Oh, they did. But then on top of it, she's like, I want to do a practice and let you guys know what's going on. And both of us, I mean, Sean and I, like, straight up fear in our eyes. Like, we're done with practice. And then I remember my original bit was 2 balloons.
Yeah.
So, like, one was inside of the other balloon. She hit one. I'm like, I think this is a good practice, man.
I think we're good.
Just see what happens after that, because I just pee-peed a little bit in my pants.
It was genuinely, I'm not lying, I'm not exaggerating. It was scary as hell.
And then we had to have Hard Rock tell security, like, all right, we have people going in with knives and arrows, flamethrowers, as well as a guy who looks like a Viking. If you could just let them through, that'd be great.
Oh, I forgot about the Viking guy. He picked me up with his mouth. So
what to expect?
We're gonna have a whole lot of craziness like that going on, and obviously some live performances and. The Piece de la Resistance, Fritz, Sabrina, and the crew is going to be performing once more, Sabby's Little Helpers, on the stage. Not burning their asses this year, but certainly lighting the audience on fire. Well, that sounds bad.
No, it
certainly providing for a hell of a show. It's always crazy every year. I think even if you have somebody, tell me if you think I'm wrong about this. I think even if there's somebody who's not a Sabrina fan, I think you can win them over at the Just Okays with that performance.
Don't even tell them it's me.
I think if you go and you see it, like even if you were like, I don't like Sabrina, if you went, you would leave and go, you know what? I like her now.
Well, don't not go to the show because you just don't like me. There's other people, attached to it. But yeah, I will win you over for sure.
If you go to the show and you don't like C-Lane, you will leave still not liking C-Lane.
Why is that?
Be the same there and back.
You have no idea how many people have won over at that show.
That's very true.
How many?
Lots. Tons. I have no idea the number's so high.
Are we going to get tased this year? That's one of the questions I've been considering.
I think we have to level up. I think we're going to have to level up a little bit. Yeah.
What's farther than this?
I don't know. Maybe you have to find out by coming to Just Okay 8, March 16th at the Plaza Live.
March 16th, Plaza Live. Tickets pretty soon here. We're going to get everything lined up. If there's something that you would like to see at Just Okay or do at Just Okay, I want to open that window a little bit.
Okay,
just to see.
Oh my God,
dangerous.
It is dangerous.
I know. I just want
we're
to
not
open
going to listen to any of those things.
I want to open it a little bit, just for the sole reason of we want to peek inside your minds and see what you would have us do or what you would do. So hit me up, tipsathenewsjunkie.com, and we'll see where you're
it's
at.
already bad.
Weird
it's already
emails
bad.
this
Look,
weekend.
eFresh Rock says, can we get some nudity?
We've been there, done that.
Beanbag cannon.
We get in trouble for that. Beanbag cannon is bad.
That hurts.
Yeah, that's painful.
Let's mace ourselves in the eyes.
No.
Oh my God, you considered it. I heard that.
Well, I know the audience would really enjoy it. They just like anything where we're in deep, dark pain. By the way, Jury Duty brought to you by the DeWitt Law Firm.
We'll need him for Just Okay 8 for sure.
Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. Mo is the best of the best, and he's a great friend of the show. So if you need somebody to be your attorney after an accident, he's going to hear you out. He's going to listen to you. You're not going to be just some number in a spreadsheet in a case they try to settle as fast as they can. In fact, so many people got offers from other law firms, and settlement deals were almost in place, and then Moses took over the case because you don't have to settle for that. You can still change your attorney. Moses took over the case and put zeros on zeros on zeros at the end of it. That's why you got to trust him. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Kevin says bombing range. Lucky says drag queens. Bounce house.
We had drags. Didn't we have drag?
We had a whole performance one time. Super controversial.
That was not drag. That was homoerotic.
No, not that one. I remember that one too, though, where the guys were like spinning each other out.
You're talking about the burlesque Jesus one.
Yeah, that was definitely controversial. That was,
we didn't know what was going to happen, you guys. Sorry. Only so much we can control.
Well, the first year, some of the acts we didn't, or it wasn't the first year, it was the second year. Some of the acts we didn't really know what they were going to do or what to expect. And there was these two dudes, and they were like these good-looking, chiseled, ripped dudes who were just homoerotically spinning each other around in
it was
the
hot,
most,
guys, and I found them. Thank you.
If there's a full-on gay Cirque show, like those guys would be the centerpiece of it.
They're not gay either. They are just slanging V all day long.
It doesn't matter. They would have filled the rafters if that could have been the case.
With what?
T-shirt canners says Bootsy McSunshine. I said that all sorts of wrong.
T-shirt canners. Come up to the News Junkie event. You get yourself a can of T-shirt.
Oh, yo.
Let me hear you say that. T-shirt cannons says Bootsy Moonshine.
No wrinkles guaranteed.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we got an update on Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It's getting even weirder, and she's speaking out herself for the first time. Plus, those text messages between Casey Anthony and her mom that you are not going to believe. It gets brutal between those two. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio. 104.1.
Oh, some good news. The earlier crash on I-4 eastbound right before Conroy Road has those two right lanes reopened. Everything's off to the shoulder. Things are moving along a little bit better now, but still pretty heavy congestion in that area. 436 south of Lake Underhill Road at Beau Barton Place. Possible road blockage there. And one in Brevard, State Road 46, just west of I-95 at Pitbull Lane has some road blockage in that location. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Strong enough for a Mastiff, but gentle enough for a Chihuahua. Invisible Fence is more than a fence. Customized for every pet, every need, and every yard. Their hands-on training and exclusive technology ensures your pet is protected while giving them more room to run. Learn more at InvisibleFence.com.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Ugh, PB&J again.
Moms, you've got a lot on your mind. Packing a lunch shouldn't be stressful. FreshFromFlorida.com can help. They have plenty of quick, delicious lunch and snack ideas to freshen up lunchtime. Simply look for the Fresh from Florida logo where you shop for locally grown, in-season fruits and veggies to please even the pickiest eater.
PB&J again. With Florida strawberries? Thanks, Mom.
Packing lunches has never been easier. Fresh from Florida, there's sunshine in every bite.
Mecum Auctions. The world's largest collector car auction returns to Kissimmee, Florida, January 2nd to the 14th at Osceola Heritage Park. Featuring 4,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend and Motor Trend Plus. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
No payments for 3 months with approved credit? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting?
And so is the show. You can learn more about us. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. And if you want, create an account. It's free for you to do. And you can send us what we call dispatches that will put you on the show with us today. It is that easy. And I don't know who told Casey Anthony's parents that it was a good idea for them to go back out and do some television.
Their agent, of course, Sean.
It must be, right? Like, this must have been a
or
move to make money. Yeah, somebody said, look, bank's running a little low. You need to get out there. And Cindy and George Anthony, you need to get in front of the camera, because they were sinking into obscurity. And these characters like this seem to pop up just when the right amount of time has passed that you could forget them forever. George Zimmerman is another one of them, right? Like,
oh, he's going to be real jealous with their new special.
Like, it seems like he's gone, and then poof, he'll pop back. He hasn't done anything in a while in the news.
It's been a minute.
That's why you expect it. You're like, maybe there's going to be something here that makes some waves. But for some reason, out of nowhere, A&E is like, guess what? We got Cindy Anthony and George Anthony to agree to get hooked up to lie detectors. And we're going to ask him if he did things to his daughter, just unbelievable accusations coming from Casey Anthony. And we're going to ask her if she was involved in this or if she knew where the body was. And so all of that on its face is a terrible, god-awful idea, number one. The other thing is they both had nervous breakdowns. Like Cindy Anthony literally had a panic attack while they were giving her the lie detector test.
That must be hard for them in the graph, right?
Yeah, but that's not a good move. It makes it look like when everybody in the world thought, hey, Casey Anthony dunked the kid, didn't want to deal with the child anymore, and wanted to go party, so Kaylee ends up in the trunk. There's no pizza in there. It smells like a damn dead body, et cetera, et cetera. Parents had nothing to do with it, right? That's where everybody was at. And now they're like, wait, why can't they answer a question without having an anxiety attack on the lie detectors? It's like, this was a really, really stupid idea.
And you wonder, it's like, why did they just take George's word for it and that was it when it all was going down in an actual
Because he was a
court of law?
cop.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Oh, he's a fellow police officer.
All right, here's one of the clips, I believe, of Cindy Anthony. In just a second, I'm going to get to these text messages that are recent between her and Casey Anthony, and then we'll get past all this nonsense and on to some other stuff happening. But I thought this was interesting enough to at least share with you. Cindy Anthony has like a panic attack while they're doing this lie detector.
The truth. Do you believe your daughter knows what happened?
Yes, I believe 100%. And I kept hoping upon hope that she would confess. And that's the only reason I've put myself through all of her drama and everything.
Good luck with that.
Absolutely correct.
Since June 16, 2008, Kaylee has been my number one
Do we need the dog in the shot?
Yeah, they got the little dog there between them.
And George gives him a kiss while his wife's breaking down in tears.
Just a couple on the couch.
Very telling.
No big whoop, nothing strange going on here. Now, I want to get to where she starts freaking out, all right? Where's the moment where she starts having the panic attack?
Truth. And to sit here and listen to her keep making different stories as it fits.
Uh-oh, she's crumbling.
Oh, so this is not during the lie detector.
No, this is just regular questioning.
Look at George. Couldn't give any less Fs.
He's got the dog, I guess. It's getting him through this right now. God. She's having a panic attack, right?
I'm going to take one of my anxiety pills.
Gonna take my anxiety pills.
What you got, Zanies?
Yeah, cough him up. So she hauls ass out of the room.
I wish the guy would just talk with the dog. He's like, all right, what's been going on with them?
Yeah, you know what's happening behind the scenes here, little dog. What's going on here? And there's another one. This is when he's actually, George Anthony, hooked up to the lie detector, and it gets weird.
Knowingly conceal Kaylee's whereabouts?
No. I mean, I didn't know where she was at.
Correct. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. So the question again, did you knowingly conceal Kaylee's whereabouts?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you're struggling with that one a little bit. Tell me why.
Oh, why did you agree to do this? This is the stupidest
I want to see that
idea.
paycheck. Will that ever be public record? Do you have to
I don't think they would have to make that public because this is just them and some network, A&E in this case.
Might be worth it.
They're showing the laptop with the lie detector stuff, and you could see it all over the place. They're needle moving.
Mind you, the trial has been done, but would this fall under any sort of double jeopardy? They didn't charge George, so if they find out that he's lying, they could bring up charges, could they not?
The only double jeopardy would be against Casey Anthony herself after all these years because they never faced any charges. So I guess they opened themselves up to that. Let's see if he does anything else.
Maybe it's because I was so close to our house.
Yeah.
That she was found.
Right.
Right.
But think about the times you went out looking for her.
Yes.
Did you know where she was that whole time?
No.
You sure?
I didn't know where she was at.
Okay, that's all I'm asking.
I didn't know.
Oh, God, why does it have to be so weird? I feel like if somebody said...
This guy's really pushing it. He's a TV polygrapher.
Did you know where the body was? No. I did not know where the body was.
Sure?
He's
you
like...
sure about that? You're kind of been weird, man. It's in sweaty.
He's a little weaselly, isn't he? All right, let me get you these text messages between the two, and then we'll get past all this stupid Casey Anthony stuff. But a real bad decision.
You say stupid, but it's juicy.
It's
fun. But wait till you hear the text messages. This is a story from The Sun that talks about where their relationship is now. The Sun, as in the UK magazine. And they said the Anthonys brought cameras inside Casey's childhood bedroom in their home where Kaylee spent much of her life. Cindy read a card written by her daughter, Casey, which said, "I would have nothing without you." However, recent text messages from Casey Anthony showed another side, according to her mother. Casey Anthony texted Cindy Anthony asking to come pick up her daughter's ashes and other belongings, which were still at Cindy and George's house. So Casey Anthony wants to get Kaylee's ashes and some other things. When Cindy refused to give Casey Anthony the ashes, her daughter responded, "Stay with your murderous, adulterous, rapist husband. You don't deserve any part of her, and you will never again have any part of me. You chose your husband over both your grandchildren and your children. Biggest mistake of your life." Wow. And her mom, Cindy Anthony, wrote back, "I fought for her when you put her in the woods to rot."
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa, man.
And then shows that with no problem to A&E?
Yeah, it shows the text messages because...
God, man.
Hey, Jack.
When you think your family screwed up, look at this, and it's like, okay, we still have some room for improvement, and it's not that bad because you could be the Anthonys.
Here's
How
the question.
screwed up is that?
The question I have for you is this. Now, Casey Anthony in those text messages, she seems to have actually convinced herself that she didn't do this and that her father is the big bad boogeyman who did it all and that her mother even siding with him is bad. And I go, I really do think sometimes people like this can convince themselves.
Oh, of course they do.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was like, if she has said it to herself so many times that now even she believes it.
Okay, right? But you believe it? They're 100% confident that George had nothing to do with it, Sean.
I don't know that with 100% confidence. I know 100%. I'm 100% confident that Casey Anthony killed her kid and covered it up and all the rest. 100% confident in that.
Whether or not she had help is where you're not like, you know.
When you see a reaction like this from two parents to their daughter, there is something, a lot of information that the public does not know.
Put it this way: if he had nothing to do with it, you should really be able to just say no when they ask you during the lie detector. You should just go, nope, had nothing to do with it, had no clue, fine, moving on. And moving on, we are to a similar story.
Play the clip. No, I missed the little kid.
Oh, man, I don't even know if I have
like
the moving on,
now.
girl. Oh, she probably, that's weird. Now people who we have on clips are now growing up.
I'm moving on.
There she is, adorable little girl who packed her bags and said she was moving out of her parents' house. Moving in with a cool aunt, I think.
What was the reason? She just wouldn't let her stay up late?
It was very messy, too, in the house.
Yeah.
The
She didn't
brothers
like
weren't cleaning up.
that the house was dirty, and she didn't like hanging out with anybody anymore. She liked him for a while, but now it's time for her to move on, so she's out.
I'm moving on.
I'm out of there. Gypsy Rose Blanchard says murdering her mother was the only way out. Of course, she had her boyfriend do that. She claims she was high on prescription painkillers when she instructed her boyfriend, Nick Godejohn, I think that's how you say his name, Godejohn, to stab her in her first interview since her prison release. So she's out there talking too. All these folks from the dark side of things are coming back out.
2024.
Good Morning America had the Gypsy Rose Blanchard interview, so you can see that out there. Let's see what we got with you. And
by the way, she's not allowed to contact him at all. That's part of her parole.
Oh, the boyfriend? Mm-hmm. The ex-boyfriend? Oh, really?
I mean, it's not totally surprising, but...
Yeah,
she
makes
doesn't
sense.
need to.
She's got this new husband of hers, and she's real excited about that. So creepy. Like, imagine it's pitch black in your house at night, Sabrina, and you're going to get a drink out of the refrigerator, and you hear a creaky noise.
And just the cross eyes.
And then you hear Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Saying, that's a little awkward. All right, over to Kurt with the dispatch. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com, just like Kurt did. Hello? Kurt?
Polygraph
wow.
does not ask questions that way.
Breaker.
They ask yes, no, I don't know questions.
Oh, he's talking about the lie detector people. They usually ask yes, no, or I don't know questions. Yeah, because they want to get a definitive from you. Did you know what was going on? Did you murder this person? Did you, whatever it was that is the problem. Here's Mad King with us.
Good afternoon, junkies. The Mad King here. So talk about the mail money jackpot.
Mm-hmm.
I fill those things out all the time. I've gotten 25 cents. I've gotten $10.
Nice.
One time I got a check for $7,400.
Woo!
I called the place up, asked them what the heck. They said they send out hundreds of thousands of these mailers and no one ever returns them. So I return every single one I get.
Wow.
Might as well. Smart move, man. That mailbox money's worth it every single time.
Be sure to read it, though, or you can end up with like a scam.
Yeah, you don't want to just give out your information to everybody. But if you know that it's one of these class action things, get on it. You might as well. Hey, we're going to push into the weekend together, so do join us on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, not that. When we come back,
I don't either, man. That's creepy.
Not everything has to be smart, okay? We don't need like everything hooked up to the internet with Alexa and all the things.
Back in my day.
We don't need everything on the grid and on the web and connected. But for some reason, somebody's gone there. This was the last thing they should have made smart, but here we are. We'll talk about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Oh, some good news. The earlier crash on I-4 eastbound right before Conroy Road has those two right lanes reopened. Everything's off to the shoulder. Things are moving along a little bit better now, but still pretty heavy congestion in that area. 436 south of Lake Underhill Road at Beau Barton Place. Possible road blockage there. And one in Brevard, State Road 46, just west of I-95 at Pitbull Lane has some road blockage in that location. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Tire Rack. Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
One of my favorite things about That Mortgage Guy Don from ThatMortgageGuyDon.com is the fact that he is part of the Real Radio family. That's right. Every Saturday morning right here on Real Radio, you can listen to Don and his crew as he answers your questions live on the air on the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're busy on Saturday mornings, that's okay. You can listen to all the informative episodes right there on the website, ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. Or, of course, wherever you download podcasts, just search the Home Loans Radio Show with That Mortgage Guy Don. That Mortgage Guy Don is pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business. He's explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. He has your best interest in mind. That Mortgage Guy Don is a mortgage broker. He's not a corner bank or retail lender, and that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. If you have a quote already, get a free fast quote review at ThatMortgageGuyDon.com or get the process started today with the expert and friend that you could trust. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Hey guys, John Clay Wolf here. We don't just do cars, we do all kinds of stuff, but one thing's for certain. I do love to buy cars, so remember, GiveMeTheVin.com if you're selling yours.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. At New South Window, we bring the factory to you. Our windows and doors are made with quality in mind, and your products and installation are backed by our lifetime warranty. That's because New South Window knows the importance of single source accountability. We believe in removing the middleman so you get more for your money. This is real factory direct. One company, one call, guaranteed for life. Get New South proud.
Buy 2 of our products and get the 3rd free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Hosted by true crime author and killer storyteller Mary Kay McBrayer, the new podcast, The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told, delivers riveting narratives about killers, scammers, journalists, and Avengers. Drawing from years of research, this podcast redefines true crime, breaking free from stereotypes.
She provided investigators in Mountain City, Tennessee, with exactly the evidence they needed to take 4 murderers to court.
Listen to the greatest true crime stories ever told on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Here it is, 2024. Is this the year that you plan on getting heart smart? That's right. Early detection is key to maintaining a healthy heart. And in 2024, you can make it your resolution to be proactive and not reactive when it comes to your long-term health care. There's no question early detection is key to a longer and healthier life. And the testimonials coming out of Life Imaging FLA are amazing. Just a few weeks ago, a listener chose to go to Life Imaging FLA and found out she had 2 major blockages leading to surgery just a few days later. It saved her life. The test is easy. You don't have to take your clothes off. There are no injections, and it only takes a few minutes. Make that call today. Call Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It's a $699 value. From your cell phone, call pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Much better to know now before it's way too late. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hard Rock Bet presents Legal in Florida.
You can bet the game on Hard Rock Bet. No more betting inside your head. Now Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida. Now Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida. Legal in Florida. It's safe, it's legal. We'll repeat that it is legal. Top rated sportsbook and it's the only one that's legal.
Get a no-regret first bet up to $100 when you sign up now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and over and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 70s Rock Ride, Pink Floyd, Eagles, Van Halen, Tom Petty, Zeppelin, and more. Try something new for 2024. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search 70s Rock Ride, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is
R.I.P. Dancing on the graves of companies like this. Why? And it's because I absolutely hate them, C-Lane, and I want them just cleansed from planet Earth. And that is all of these stupid scooter rental companies.
They're going to say Make-A-Wish Foundation.
No, I'm okay with them for now, though. I was led to believe that a lot of those kids were dying when they weren't. They just get to meet Randy Horton or whatever the wrestler's name is. What's his name? Randy,
John Cena?
John Cena is one of them, too, yeah. there's a wrestling Randy out there, too. I know there is. Randy Savage. Jackson? Randy Jackson from American Idol. Well, this was a company called Super Pedestrian, and now they are shutting down. A bunch of these companies are going to do this because all of a sudden this took over in America, in a lot of big cities, and like your Miami, your Dallas, your New York, probably less so in New York, actually, Portland, San Francisco. All of these scooter companies popped up, and they just leave their stupid, ugly electric scooters all over the city. And it's not just one company. They're all fighting for market share. So there's like 5 or 6 companies sometimes. I'm not even exaggerating. When the war was at its hottest, there was like 4 or 5 companies in some cities, like Bird scooters and Uber scooters, and on and on.
In New York, they have bikes. It's the city bike, and I think you only have a couple stations. You can't just leave them anywhere. You have to leave them at the special bike rack.
Makes sense.
By the way, I love the bikes. I think the bikes are great. I think having so people can unlock those and get around in the city and get some exercise and all that is cool.
I like the ones that you can leave anywhere. Like when I lived downtown, that would be perfect for me. And I've gone back to that house on these bikes. Just pick up one of the rent-a bikes.
Same.
Take it home and then leave it there. It's somebody else's property or somebody else's problem.
Yeah, and I was on the same boat. Like Sean, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from, but I'm on the side of C-Lane in the sense of like many a times where, you go to a happy hour and you're like, I'm not going to get behind the wheel. I'll leave the car here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a sweet scooter to travel 1.5 miles to and get my car back.
Yes, I understand.
I love those scooters, man.
I understand the draw because the scooters are fun and they're fast. And I just think I hate the scooters. The bikes I like. I like the idea that you go to a city, maybe get on a bike and go explore, go to different areas, see what you like out there. But the scooter, and they got to constantly recharge them. They end up in suburbia. You just see a scooter stuck on a corner for 3 weeks before somebody finally comes to pick it up. And there's too many of them. So Super Pedestrian, RIP, see you later. There you go. As a result, you guys might like this. They are now auctioning off 20,000 of their e-scooters. So
which one is it? What company?
Super Pedestrian, all one word, is the name of this company. And they have little lights on the front of them. Maybe all of them have that now, and I'm just not aware. This one has a little light on the front of it. And they have 2 global online auctions.
Tell me where those Razor scooters went. That's what I'm buying. You remember in Avatar when they put their ponytails inside the horse?
Yeah.
That's how I felt on the Razor scooters.
You just felt like you connected? All right. Well, maybe one of these is going to be yours. Hopefully it's a good deal. 20,000 e-scooters hitting the market. As I said, there are so many things that are connected in our lives. I realize that when I walk in and out of the studio here, I see all the equipment, electronics, got all the smart devices throughout the house, got everything from like smart smoke detectors to cameras and all the rest, all that good stuff. But you got to draw
moisture
the line.
Sensors like my house.
Oh, you got those things?
Yeah.
Does anybody, do either of you have one of those things that is like a smart device that tests your air quality inside?
I have an air purifier that is smart and connects to my, my phone. And it's very interesting because also it has an LED. And if I light incense or perhaps light incense, if you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden it will go, this is bad air right now.
Really?
We're going full blast.
Oh, I kind of like that, actually.
It's very
I like that it monitors that stuff and it tells you what's going on.
Change that filter. I'm like, God, I have too many cats.
I don't have one, but I've seen them like advertised to me as of recent when I'm like looking for stuff for Christmas gifts or stocking stuffers. Like, oh, you want to test your air quality? I'm like, no, I don't care.
Why not?
Anarchy, baby.
Don't you want to know what little Jackson's breathing in?
He's fine. I don't think it tells you. It just tells you if the quality's bad.
This is like part 500 that Sean is more concerned about Jackson than C-Lane.
C-Lane constantly says, he's fine.
He's fine. He's so new that Ashley and I said the other day, like, I don't know if we love him enough yet to risk our own lives.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, though, he is looking so stinking cute and so much more like your son. Than ever before. What is it, 2 months now, right?
He's 2.5, 10
he
weeks.
He looks like your baby. He's like starting to get the C-Lane characteristics.
It's like there's barely any Ashley in there.
Do we know it's hers for sure?
Oh, my God. Come on.
Listen, I witnessed. It's hers. But no, he's very cute, except today we had a first that I am so glad I was at work for.
What's that?
The first baby blowout.
Wait, you haven't had a blowout in 2 months?
No.
Oh, my God.
I thought that was
blowout.
like a common thing.
Does that mean like the back end of the kid just... Oh.
It escapes.
Oh.
I don't think she took a picture of it, so I don't know how bad it was. But...
Oh, I hope not. Good God.
Why not?
Little Jackson did look adorable in that photo. He's got his whole winter gear thing on. He's all bundled up and stuff. He's ready to take on
the one
world.
yesterday that she posted where he's got the little fake baby Converse on?
Yeah. When she posted that, when your wife posted this photo of Jackson at like 2.5 months, I said, for the first time, you can look at him and kind of see who he is and like what he looks like. Like it just doesn't look like a baby. It looks now like you can see a little person forming, and you could pick apart like the features of the person, if that doesn't sound crazy.
Did you ever put on the made in vagina?
Yeah, and the other one, the Blast and Farts, one a bunch.
All right.
No, that would be good for today too. It sounds like. Anyhow, of all the smart things in the household, there is one that I just don't know if we need to add this to the internet, but they've done it anyhow. They said Kohler, the company, has now launched something called Pure Wash E930, and this is a smart bidet with voice control, and you can add it to your current toilet, and it's not cheap, I'll tell you that. This thing is $2,149.
Jesus Christ.
For a bidet.
Then you might as well buy a smart toilet altogether, right?
Yeah, you can get one for cheaper than that. Well, the ones that I'm looking at replacing all the toilets with, I think they're about $3,000 or $4,000. No, I think they're cheaper than that.
You're replacing all your toilets in the house with $4,000 toilets?
Yeah, I want some of the smart ones. I'm not buying them right this second, but I'm going to do it eventually. Hang on, let me see. I'll go. Maybe it's cheaper than that. I think it actually is cheaper than that. I put it on a list here. Let me find this. It's right here. Oh, they're way cheaper than that. They're $866. The ones that I'm looking at, and they have like it lights up when you get near it. It opens up. It does warming. All the things that you could possibly want, and the seat can even go up and down in height. So it's got all kinds of stuff.
If you have to really pee, you have to wait for the damn toilet to go to your height.
It's fast. It flips right open. It can like recognize different users. So it'll be like, here comes C-Lane, and adjust
open wide
C-Lane mode and prepare for you. And I guess it could be very useful, especially if there's people with disabilities, to be able to do the voice control, because they'd be like, I'm done.
Oh,
fire the hose
I thought for
at
sure
me.
you were going to do an impression of someone with disabilities.
Well, it just does a normal voice. Unless they had a disability that affected their voice, it wouldn't come into play, I don't think. It's nice, though. Pure Wash E930 has a remote control, heated seat, adjustable water temperature and pressure, various spray modes.
Oh, yeah, forgot.
Yeah. It's got child mode and a boost spray.
Wait, so you can give birth in it?
No. It's just for a child, I think. There's an oscillating or pulsating spray.
That's
And
for
they
masturbating.
continuously heat it. It's got all the bells and all the whistles, and there you go.
Did you guys ever get into Better Call Saul at all?
Only a little bit.
Not really.
There was
first season.
Okay, I think this was in the first season. There was when he was kind of figuring out what kind of lawyer he was going to be. He thought like he was trying to get into patent law, and like he was going to help people with their inventions for a cut of the profit, right?
That's smart. Yeah,
he was looking around for inventors to like represent. And he met this guy who created like a smart toilet for kids, and the dude was so excited He brought him out to the garage and was dropping rocks in this toilet, and the toilet's like, give me more of your poo.
My dad did that.
It was like the creepiest thing ever.
My dad likes to invent a lot. And it was, I think, like 2 Christmases ago, I come home and he's like, let me show you everything that I've done. So instead of buying the $4,000 toilet, he rigged it. And it was seat warmed, and then every time, like, you may had to like command something to Alexa, or it was just based on weight. But then it would be like, bye poo poo, and then would play a song and have LED lights and a whole show for poop.
So Lee Greenwood, God Bless America, plays, and it flushes your poo down the toilet.
That would be the case. This past year, he did the this button that you go into, like this little game room area he has in the yard. You press the button, and it's like, somebody hit the party button. All the lights go out, LED, and then Bee Gees play.
He's creative. He knows how to do so much stuff.
I'm like, who are you doing this for, Pops?
The problem with the guy on Better Call Saul was that his toilet sounded like a little too porny to be for children.
A porn toilet?
Yeah, so here's him showing it to Saul.
Oh, yeah, that's the way.
Oh, all right, I see what you mean now.
That's the way.
Gosh, you're big. You're so big.
Okay.
My goodness.
Oh, God. We were watching Shark Tank, speaking of all this, last week, C-Lane, and you'll appreciate this. There's a guy who comes out, they do that dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And the entrepreneur walks down the hallway, and Mark Cuban's sitting there. And this guy and his wife are like, this is our invention. And they said, have you had the problem of tripping over your kids' toys and stepping on your kids' Legos and all this stuff?
Yes.
And they said, we've invented this toy that also serves a purpose. And they said it's a vacuum for your kid to clean up all their toys.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And I go, this is the suck it.
This is the suck
from,
it. Take out your suck it and you suck it.
From The Office, when they were making fun of how terrible of an idea it was. And somebody literally brought it into Shark Tank. And it worked out for him, I think. Oh, man. All right. Let's see here.
How do you segue out of that?
You don't, I don't think. We're going to get to your final dispatches momentarily here. But first, this is it. Suck it.
Terrible cell phone quality, but
I get the point. All right, here's the last story I want to do before we take a break real quick. There is a "Do you know who I am?" moment that has appeared in the show today. It says, newly released video shows the moment a man claiming to be famous bites and kicks an officer in the face while being arrested at a local bank. They said
famous people can do that. You know that, right?
Probably. The initial caller, identified as a bank manager, told the dispatcher that a man entered the bank and told him that if he didn't help him right then, he would pick up a murder case. That sounds bad. So they called 911, of course, and they handcuffed the suspect when they arrived, who said, "I'm Forrest Perry." Perry had a backpack and appeared to be wearing 2 pairs of pants as officers began to pat him down near the bank's fund interest.
Yeah, 2 pants, Perry?
He said, "Look, I'm kind of famous," and he said he was going to get the man who didn't help him in trouble with his boss. While patting Perry down, officers found several papers, some of which he claimed were checks worth $4 million.
Patting 2 pants Perry with papers?
That is a lot of peas, all right there in close succession. We are going to hear from you, all right? Today's the day. You listen to the show, you hang out with us, but here we are with no dispatches from you. And that can't be. We can't sustain like that. Well, doesn't get better. What's her name again?
Gypsy Rose?
Gypsy Rose.
Hearing her sing like that gives me Squid Games vibes.
Oh, it does. Totally does. Yeah.
Didn't get the credit she deserves.
We want to hear from you with your dispatches, so join us right now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, final dispatches.
Let's go!
Stories that didn't make the cut.
Yeah!
And today I learned to wrap everything up for the first week of 2024. We only have to do like
51
5 million more.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right.
49.
Coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
On the next Jim Colbert Show, your chance to see the Orlando Magic take on the Atlanta Hawks in a suite at the Kia Center. Later today on the Jim Colbert Show.
The Jim Colbert Show. Today at 3 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. Friday weather forecast update as we approach midday here in Central Florida. Mostly sunny. A little warmer afternoon for us and some low mid-70s phasing in. East winds at 5 to 15. 62 tonight. Mostly cloudy. Perhaps some showers breaking out before dawn on Saturday. Saturday rain chance is up and up to 70% as showers and storms return. A high of 76 degrees. Again, wake-up temps in the low 60s. On Sunday, mid-60s for highs. Cooler, drier. Wake-up temps there in the upper 50s.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
Drought, war, and rising food prices have doubled the number of families facing malnutrition. You can help. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
I've been asked 1,000 times, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. When I started, there were just 2 of us. Today, Morgan & Morgan has almost 800 lawyers alone. No injury firm in the country has anywhere close to that. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Reputation matters. We grew like this because we worked hard, and so many former clients referred family and friends. And what I believe is the main reason is we delivered for our clients a lot. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Hope is not a plan. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hosted by true crime author and killer storyteller Mary Kay McBrayer, the new podcast, The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told, delivers riveting narratives about killers, scammers, journalists, and Avengers. Drawing from years of research, this podcast redefines true crime, breaking free from stereotypes.
She provided investigators in Mountain City, Tennessee, with exactly the evidence they needed to take 4 murderers to court.
Listen to The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is, Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. Tobacco-Free Florida's Group Quit service offers free virtual and in-person sessions at convenient times and locations. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. You are not alone. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco-Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lind and the Under Oath podcast. Here's some more free advice.
After you get into a car accident or experience any other injury, you cannot imagine what the insurance companies will do to fight your claim. They will go through your social media accounts, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any other site you post on. They will use photos of you smiling to suggest you were not injured, that your life has not been impacted, all to avoid paying your medical expenses. Be careful when you post online. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
We've all felt the impact of rising food prices. For families in poverty, they're facing malnutrition and even death. You can feed a family for a month with your $50 donation to Compassion International. Just text the word radio to 97646.
Preparing you.
For the impending robot uprising.
This is the news show.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday. What, did Cat Williams decide this was the week he was going to set every bridge possible on fire or something?
I haven't heard anything from that guy.
Oh, my God. You guys haven't seen the Cat Williams stuff?
Oh, I've seen it, for sure. I watched a good bit of it. I saw Ludacris, his response this morning, which was in a freestyle form. Very interesting.
So he went after Ludacris. He went after Tyler Perry. He went after
Joe Rogan.
He went after Kevin Hart.
All in one podcast?
This was one podcast. It must have been like every famous comedian and like half the rappers. Like he went after every single person with all this insanity. And I guess it's because he's got a new stand-up out.
Exactly.
He still looks like Cat Williams. He just looks like an older Cat Williams. He's got a little gray in his beard now.
But what a great way to promote your new stand-up than by burning bridges.
Start a fight with everybody. The man came out and said, I am here to torch everything.
But the way he torches is very interesting. It's just like accusing people of things that happened 20 years ago.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Conspiracy theories.
He said that every movie Kevin Hart did was a movie that he turned down because he didn't want to wear a dress in the movie. Lest he turned gay or something. Cat Williams very worried about that. And some people have responded saying, what's the movie that Kevin Hart's in a dress? Because I don't remember many of those.
And I would say Cat Williams had a very feminine style to him at some point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, beautiful hair, very particular clothes.
His first 2 to 3 stand-ups were funny as hell. Like, they were really good.
Yeah. He had really good stuff.
Then he went crazy for a little while.
Started picking fights with people that were bigger than him.
Yeah, he got beat up by a kid. It was like a 16-year-old kid.
There was that run. He was getting arrested a whole bunch.
Yeah, he got arrested a whole bunch of times. And now he's just back for the smoke. And he is torching everything around him right now. And we'll see how that pans out for him. All right, let's get into the final dispatch here today. Let's see what we got for you on the way out. Oh, Dan the Plumber says he's excited about toilet talk. Dan the Plumber, I'll have you know, I'm basically a plumber these days. I'm really getting advanced and picking up a lot.
A stretch.
There was a clog in the toilet the other day, and I've got a super plunger, and this thing
Whoa, you're bragging about a plunge job, not even a snake?
No, I didn't have to snake this.
Snake the other day.
I've snaked a couple times.
I don't need a snake with a super plunger. This thing is unbelievable.
Those are two different tools, and therefore you saying you're a plumber now makes no sense.
No, I said
Snaking
I don't need to snake.
Plunger,
because,
two different tools.
Right, but I don't need to use the other tool because I got a super plunger. It's this thing, and it looks like a gun. It looks like a space gun. And then you pump it up to pump air into it, and you build up the pressure in it, and then you aim it down the hole in the toilet, and you fire the air at it.
A shower drain, too? Cool.
And you could do that, too. You could aim it at anything, and it blows whatever it is out of the line. And just felt real good about that. because I was successful. Now,
Congrats.
I won't tell you about the 7 times that I did it where it didn't work and how every time you fire it off, the toilet water sprays out of the toilet and into your face. And there's really no way
you
around
had
that.
fecal matter on your face?
I don't know what I had, but I was at war for a while.
Nasty.
Finally came out on the victorious side. Let's see what Dan the plumber says.
Yeah, plumbing talk. Got me so excited on the job here.
It's
Running
happening.
some pipe, talking about plumbing, toilets. Oh, yeah.
Making copy.
Hey, real talk, though. If you need a plumber to install those when you're ready, let me know. Give me a shout.
All right.
Totally hook it up, my man.
I can't have you come over to my house and be my plumber, Dan. That's too weird. Because if you
What
know
if
the
it's in a
show,
sweet discount?
and then he'll be like, "Oh man, went over to the news junkie. That guy really takes some big dumps." Or I don't want to cross those things.
And he kept interrupting me with his damn plunger gun.
Oh, my super plunger, man. Let me see if I can find this because some people are asking. But it's the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest invention that I've ever seen in my life. And it's all air powered. And for a while, it said max air pressure 5 PSI is all it was built for. And that wasn't working. So I went past the max and I went to 7. That's right. I went to 7 PSI and boom, we were talking about a game changer. Here it is right here. This is the thing. It's the ZZ Star toilet plunger. And you pump it up with that thing on the back side. And then you put it in there and poof, you shoot the air down. It's a wild ride, man. It changes
For
everything.
1,000 reviews, 4 stars is great.
4 stars, that's not bad. 1,000 reviews, 4 stars. Amazon's choice. I don't know if that actually means anything, but it is really good.
It means something to the toilet plunger people.
Exactly. They paid a little bit
Probably.
more to get Amazon's.
It says blow away the clog in seconds. Max 120 PSI pressure. Unclog even the toughest clog in seconds. I stand by it. Good stuff. And they're not paying me. This is not an ad. Okay, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Nations Trucks. I'm vested in them. Love Nations Trucks. Go check them out. Go over to nationstrucks.com. Get the truck of your dreams. It could be a lifted truck. It could be a work truck. It could be any kind of truck that you're dreaming of right now. They have it for you. So start your shopping process right now at nationstrucks.com. A couple with a 42-year age gap is hitting back at critics. Keisha Louise is 18 years old. Her boyfriend, Demetrios, is 60 years old.
She's 18.
She's 18. I don't know when she turned it, but they said they began dating in early 2022. So she was 16 and he was 58. That is concerning, I think. What else do we have? The man in the Las Vegas courtroom attack video said he was having a bad day, and that's why he tried to kill the judge.
I feel like he's had a few bad days.
That leap was something else.
It was wild. It was quite a performance.
He should have been in track and field and not in the crime.
The marshal in the courtroom ended up having to get 25 stitches to a gash on his face after all of this. It was quite a mess, the scene as it played out there in that courtroom.
What'd you just pull, C-Lane? What'd you just pull?
What do you mean?
I could see it on your computer. What are you pulling?
I'm editing audio for weekends.
Oop, my bad.
Oh,
Delete
man.
that. I thought there was a clip there. A red flag saying.
All right, let's get out of here before it gets any more awkward. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Friday, January 5th, 2024. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned this guy right here.
Snoop Dogg.
That's right. Snoop Dogg with 2 G's is biologically related to the following. Brandy. He's related to Brandy. He's related to Nate Dogg, 2 G's. And he's related to Ray J, who I don't know any Ray J's songs, I don't think, but I know he was in the Kim Kardashian porn.
He was also on Moesha.
He was? Oh, boy. One of the greatest comeback stories
he was
of all
on
time.
her.
No, he's on.
Probably.
I think they played brother and sister.
It was a really great comeback story.
Today I learned
that
Ben and
video.
Ben and Jerry's had to apologize after inadvertently naming an ice cream flavor after a brutal paramilitary group. Bit of a mistake on their part.
Accidentally do that.
They said they had a flavor called Black and Tan, and Irish American customers.
That's one of those things that they tell you, like, if you're an American and you order Black and Tans at the bar, don't be going overseas and ordering that because it's a bad thing.
No Irish car bombs either. Today, learn this show.
Fear Factor, Top Gear.
Busting those.
But Mythbusters.
That's right, Mythbusters. Today,
Is
learn
that a myth? Busted.
Did you get it yet?
Who are you going to call?
In 1969, Whitney Lee Savage, who is Adam Savage of Mythbusters, it was his father, made a short film in which Mickey Mouse goes to fight in the Vietnam War and is killed instantly upon arrival, which quite the cartoon. Mickey Mouse doesn't even win. He just gets wiped out by the Viet Cong. Jeez. That seems a little unfair, but here we are regardless. All right, let's skip to the last one and skip on out of here. Here goes nothing. Today I learned this song right here. Come on, Eileen is correct. Yes, it's originally done by Dexy's Midnight Runners, but I had this one from Save Ferris, so here you go. They since dropped the second two words in their name. They're now just Dexy's. They're not Dexy's Midnight Runners anymore. I kind of like Dexy's Midnight Runners because I think it was about drugs, right?
I thought you were going to say that they dropped the second two words from the name of the song.
Oh, no. Now there's just come. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back Monday, same time, same place. If you miss anything, get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next week, everybody.